You know, sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Just literally 20 seconds of just embarrassing bravery. And I promise you, something great will come of it.
Style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club sipping Moet as you find me. The back of the club macking hoes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music blasting. But I just can't quit because one of these honeys Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ep a secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot. Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to f*** needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benz and see notes by the layers. True fucking players. Jump in the Rover and come over. Tell your friends jump in the GS3. I got the chronic, you can treat. Honey, really, I'm asking. Most of these niggas think they be macking, but they be acting. Who they attracting with that line? What's your name? What's your sign? Soon as he buy that wine, I just creep up from behind and ask you what your interests are. Be with things to make you smile. What numbers to dial? You gon' be here for a while. I'm gon' call my crew. You gon' call your crew. We can rendezvous at the bar around 2. Plans to leave, throw the keys to C's. Put the truck up front and roll up the next blunt so we can steam on the way to the telly. Go fill my belly. A T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and Welch's grape. Conversate for a few, cause we gon' do what we came to do. Ain't that right, boo? Forget the telly, we just go to the crib and watch a movie in the jacuzzi, smoke L's while you do me. Imagine ends is giving ends to my friends and it feels stupendous. Tremendous cream, fuck $1 and a dream. Still tote gat strapped with infrared beams. Chopping O's, smoking low, optimals, money holes and clothes, all a nigga knows. A foolish pleasure, whatever. I had to find the buried treasure, so grams I had to measure. However, living better now, coochie sweet now. Drop top BMs, I'm the man, girl, food.
Hey, hi, hello. What's up, internet? How's it going out there? Hope everyone is doing well and good. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. It's Friday then. Saturday, Sunday, what? Um, I'm okay. Still dealing with the old sunburn. It's looking a little better, but it's still oh, it still hurts very badly. Um, don't forget your sunscreen, folks. It's very important. Sun damage is bad for you. I'm glad it's like barely peeled at all still. It just like turned into a tan up here mostly. The bottom part is still fucked. Look like these emojis. Yeah, I'm a lobster. I know. But it is better. I can wear clothes comfortably today, so that's a massive W. I'll take it. I'll take the W where I can get it, okay? It is miserable, like, sticking to this chair, though, so I've been, like, sitting, like, working on my posture. At least there's that. I hope you all are better than me. I'm still very exhausted. White people problems, for real. Yep. I got all the whiteness. All the lobsterification. um yeah. I mean, I am like a quarter Mexican, but it doesn't translate to having enough melanin to not burn. So uh so yeah, I'm just so exhausted. I was in sweaty editor mode all day, editing away, doing a little research on Leo Frank, who is like the subject of that guy's TikTok from yesterday. Um, that's pinned in chat if you want to check that out. There's some new TikToks. I like tried an AI program. It's not great. It's okay. I think it probably works better with like gaming VODs. He doesn't really know what to do with like React content. Um, but eventually. I'm sure I'll find one eventually. I didn't have time to like go through a VOD and get clips myself as well as edit the like 5-minute video. Um, so I tried that on like 6 or 7 websites, and like they were all ass. Like the clips were garbage, unusable, except this like last website. I got some like they're usable, but most of them need a lot of editing. Um, so I don't know. There's also like it seems like a lot of exclusive apps that are like, oh, join our waitlist. Oh, we're in beta for a select number of users. Like, come on, man. Help me out, please? Please. What else? Oh my god, yeah, I forgot to pull this up. Donna is back. I don't know if you're familiar with Will Neff's character. Donna was on the Wheel of Chaos with Extra Emily. Let me see if this is on YouTube. Wheel of Chaos. That sounds fun. I don't think I've seen this. AI apps in beta or in general? I just need any of them. Specifically for like taking a VOD and highlighting it. The last one I found was actually like pretty good. It was like scarily good. But it also like it roasted me to filth. I should pull that up. It was kind of funny. It was like rating my clips on like a watchability rating and like telling me exactly why it's not very good, usually being like, oh, it's not very coherent and it doesn't make a lot of sense and it doesn't have a call to action. Ah. A thing set on your stream deck to clip the last 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, I just have been bad about it lately. That shit was so funny. I mean, it is kind of helpful feedback, but it was also just deeply depressing. Like, why does this AI know exactly why my clips aren't very good? I kind of hate that. Here it is. So the one that I posted, it had a score of 99. The video effectively hooks the viewer with an intriguing introduction and maintains coherence throughout, smoothly transitioning between topics. It provides valuable personal insights on the value of age-restricted Instagram accounts and censorship of women's content, making a strong connection with viewers. It's so robotic. Like, analyzing with AI how to engage with an audience, like, that's so weird. Concludes with a clear call to action. Possible improvement could be to provide more specific examples or evidence to support their points. And it ranks all the clips, right? So if we go to the bottom one, it's like, the video lacks a clear and engaging hook, making it difficult to capture viewers' attention. It also lacks coherence, jumping between different topics without a clear connection or transition. While it contains various anecdotes, it lacks a clear conclusion or a key takeaway. The disjointed content makes it challenging for viewers to connect with the speaker and find value in the video. Additionally, the video does not align with any specific trend topics on social media platforms. Roasted. Roasted and toasted. You took the clip, man. It's not my fault that you made it disjointed. I don't even know. What was this one about?
Or he was predicting, and I guess he found out.
And then you should sit on my face sometime.
Yeah, it does this thing where it'll clip like 10 seconds and then another 10 seconds from 30 seconds later and again, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So it's telling me it lacks coherence when like that's the fault of the AI, man. It made sense in context, I swear. It'll get there. It'll get there one day, probably. Anyway, oh yeah, I need to find the Wheel of Chaos thing. I don't think it's on YouTube yet. OTK VODs? Wait, this might be it. This is 3 hours long. Wait, was Donna a contestant? Where's Donna? I need Donna. I'll have to scrub through this. Wait. Oh my god. Wait, no. He was a contestant. Shit. Bitch, this is so long, though. Hmm. God, I just want, like, a show with Donna to come back. That shit was so good. It was so funny. God. I would just ghostwrite for free, honestly. So good. So good. Okay, we're gonna start with SeanDaBlack's little well, it's not so little. It's an hour long. Here his video on why the TikTok general strike won't work. It's supposed to be starting today, so seems topical, you know?
An activist on honestly, as somebody that can be considered an activist on TikTok, I really wish people would stop listening to TikTok activists, or at least TikTok creators who are wannabe organizers, right? But I'm getting ahead of myself. What is going on TikTok? What is this general strike? What is happening on September 1st? Buckle in. We'll cover it all because it is a doozy. It's quite a story. Trust me.
I didn't hear about this at all.
Trust me. So every couple of months, there arises a new TikTok trend that people get sort of fed up with the culture of America, as people do, obviously, and they respond by going nuclear, right? They go on TikTok and they're like, I'm so done with America. I'm so fed up with the economy. I'm so fed up with how we're treated by, rich people and corporations. We need to do something about this, right? And this is a sentiment that I agree with, right? I am totally for people on TikTok gaining this class consciousness and understanding that the system that we live under doesn't work to their own benefit.
There are some very good, like, educational TikToks. It's true.
For that. That's good for me. The problem therein lies with the response to this being, let's strike. Now, that's not a problem in and of itself, right? Big proponent of strikes. If you know the work that I do, you know that I'm a big strike person. You know what I mean? Labor action, love it.
Yeah, but Sean has done some incredible things.
Let's strike.
I didn't know about this until
Now, that's
recently.
not a problem in and of itself, right? Big proponent of strikes. If you know the work that I
TikToker makes script to spam Ralph's scab site with 23,500 fake applications. Very based. Incredibly based. This is like a website looking to hire scabs.
do, you know that I'm a big
Gen Z for change code Gen Z for change coders create fake applications for Starbucks Kroger jobs. Also very based. Very based. They span the system. Proving like the vulnerabilities in the application process.
big strike person, you know what I mean?
A TikToker said he wrote code to flood Kellogg and bogus job applications after the company announced it would permanently replace striking workers. Omega based.
Labor action, love it. But the problem is when they advocate for a general strike in the way that they advocate for it. So what does a general strike mean in this context? Well, a general strike in this context means that like people just like stop going to work. Nobody works. So it's not just like a strike for a specific industry. So like if actors are striking, going to work.
General strike is a strike action in which participants cease all economic activity, such as working, to strengthen the bargaining position of a trade union or achieve a common social or political goal. They are organized by large coalitions of political, social, and labor organizations, and may also include rallies, marches, boycotts, civil disobedience, non-payment of taxes, and other forms of direct and indirect action. Additionally, general strikes might exclude care workers, such as teachers, doctors, and nurses. Historically, the term general strike has referred primarily to solidarity action, which is a multi-sector strike that is organized by trade unions who strike together in order to force pressure on employers to begin negotiations or offer more favorable terms to the strikers. Though not all strikers may have material interest in the negotiations, they all have a material interest in maintaining and strengthening the collective efficacy of strikes as a bargaining tool. Yeah, that's why you always have solidarity with strikers, right? Because it has to work. It always has to work. and there always has to be a lot of like backing to the strikers. They need to have the support. You can't have like a bunch of factory workers on strike and then all the consumers are also just mad and like harassing the employers. Like it doesn't work that way.
To work. Nobody works. So it's not just like a strike for a specific industry. So like if actors are striking, which they currently are, then that specific actors guild would go on strike. They would stop working. They would cease doing any work on the behalf of the studios. They won't produce, they won't act, they won't promote. Same way with the writers. The writers guild is going on strike, then the writers would stop writing new content for studios until the studios acquiesce to any sort of demands that the writers guild or the actors guild or the auto workers or whatever union that is striking asks for. That's the purpose of a strike. What a general strike says is that it's not beholden to a specific union or a specific industry. It's that all across America, all workers in theory stop working until a certain number of goals are met by the ruling class, right?
I don't know if this could ever happen. Like feasibly, is this happening? I don't know.
In theory, not a bad idea. If there's adequate organization there, adequate safety nets for people who, need food, medicine, whatever, sure, right? This theoretical general strike could work. The problem with it being is that on TikTok, nothing's ever organized. So if people on TikTok are advocating for a general strike, it's never going to operate in the way that it should operate. And that is exactly what we see with this September 1st strike. So how did this strike come to be, right? This had to have started from somewhere. Some creator, some organization, something had to have sparked this idea for a general strike. And this is fundamentally true. In the research that I've done, this was started by Alexi Saunders. So this is the person who was kind of the guiding force behind the entire strike itself. This is Queen Petty Lex. And this video, which now currently sits at 2.7 million likes, is the video that is the first video that she made about the strike.
Scoot your ass to the front. I got your ass by the neck right now. Do you understand me? Because I want y'all to know that we ain't playing no games. Since y'all don't want to fix this shit and you keep seeing all of my damn TikToks going viral. So I know y'all sees my shit. This thing is getting heavy. Let me put y'all down real quick and get up in y'all face. Now listen to me. Let me tell you something.
Oh my God. She's terrifying. Terrifying. I love the passion, though.
Okay, I know y'all see all of my TikToks. Getting all types of all these views and likes and shares and all. I know y'all see me going viral. So y'all know we talking to y'all. Y'all see the people in the comment section in agreement. All these duets like...
This isn't really about the strike itself. We're getting there. Just trust, settle in. It's going to be a little bit of a long one. We're getting there. I promise.
Comments and share, and y'all still ain't gonna do shit about this motherfucking economy. I tell you what then. We fixing to go on strike starting September 1st. Ain't nobody fixing to go to damn work. Don't nobody show up to damn work. They can't find everybody. Stop paying these damn bills. We can't afford to pay the motherfuckers anyway, so why the fuck is we paying them? I bet you that'll start getting y'all's attention. The people need to wake up and see that we got the power in our hands. We'll shut this shit down. And like Cat Williams said, I got 12 candles, and we've been waiting to burn these bitches. That's right.
Wait, what? Wait, what was the last part? I don't know. I don't think you're gonna start the revolution on TikTok. I just don't think you are. I wish that you could. I just don't know if that's gonna be the way that it goes. A general strike would take so much organizing. And it wouldn't be like you posted this like a few weeks before you wanted it to happen. It would be like a year or more of organizing.
We going on motherfucking strike, keep on playing with us and our damn money, playing up in our face, making it seem like we can't afford shit. Grown ass people out here making this little bitty amount of ass money, and y'all think that we gonna keep on falling for that shit. Y'all better fix this shit. or y'all gonna have one hell of a shit show on y'all's hands. Ain't nobody going to work. The fuck we going to work just to pay for gas money to get to fucking work, just for y'all to pay for y'all products, goods, and services, and to enslave us while we make nothing. Just keep showing up on the fucking slave ship like we fucking slaves. Fix this shit. Fix it. Or we gonna join Hollywood and we going on a motherfucking strike until 2024. Tito Popo.
Yeah, I think it's very easy to dismiss this video as just like, like it's just TikToker yelling, da da da. But I do think that there is elements of truth in this video. She's not necessarily wrong in anything that she's asserted on how society functions. However,
no, it's true. I mean, not a lie in sight. I just don't think this is the avenue.
What I disagree with is just how this strike is done. You can't just say on, this is 5 days ago, 15 days before the strike date that nobody's going to work. We're gonna shut down society. Yeah. Nobody's gonna work, and then that's just that. You can't just say that because that's never how strikes function. Strikes don't function in a way that's like you got 10 days to acquiesce to our demands, or else we're not working anymore per se. The way that strikes function, the way that strikes are so effective, is because it is a legally protected right for you to organize, to join a union.
Yeah, and like there is a way that you would have to go about it. Right? You have to like do negotiations for it to be a proper strike. There have to be initial negotiations that the employer or your landlord, whatever, has to reject or agree to. Right?
And for a union to advocate for a work stoppage on behalf of the workers if a contract is not met. I think where a lot of people get hung up is that they just don't understand how these processes work when it comes to things like unions. And they think that, oh, well, unions just stop working until they get what they want. So we can just stop working until we get what we want, right? How are people going to feed themselves, right? How are people going to take care of themselves? What about old Mima who lives on the third floor of their apartment who can't come down the stairs anymore, who gets all of her food delivered? You know what I mean? How do these people take care of themselves in a situation where you have no infrastructure to take care of them, right? You can't just say everybody around the world is going to strike and nobody's going to work and everything's going to be exactly the same as it was before, because that's just not how in practice it would work. There needs to be some level of organization to something like this, right? So if you have this idea, right? If you have this, I'm fed up, I want to change something, don't get on TikTok and be like, we're striking September 1st because that's just what I decided because I think that's a cool date. That's not how organization works.
It's just going to get a bunch of people fired.
Right? And I think too often on TikTok, we get into this idea that like, oh, TikTok is great for organizing. This is why they want to ban TikTok, because we have collective power together. And everybody's like, yeah, let's strike. The rich elites will starve without we the people. Like, yeah, sure, maybe. So will the people. You're not involved in your community. You don't have a actual like farming infrastructure to grow your own food. So how do you expect to function if you don't have any infrastructure to protect the people who are the most vulnerable? And this is an understandable sentiment. I understand why people feel this way. I feel this way too. But when you do something like this, you have to make sure that you are, properly laying out protections for people. You're telling, 2 million people to stop, not work, but they don't have any protections. You need to have some level of organization when it comes to instating a general strike. Right? But it goes further than this because she has a lot of videos on this subject.
Don't mind my hair, y'all. I'm working on it right now. But everybody in the world ought to be just as mad as I is. And no, I can't walk in nobody's job and just not go to work on September 1st. But damn it, I'm standing with the people that are housewives like myself. And we ain't buying shit. I'm not buying.
Like this idea of like, we're not buying anything, you know what I mean? And she said in other videos like, buy local, like don't buy from these big box retail stores, buy local. But like, you're still going to be participating in the economy, you feel me? You let me just log into the internet using my local ISP and look for, indie sellers of food, right? Like, yeah, let me just buy straight from farmers because they'll sell to you having no money because you're not working, instead of, you know, the companies who still have money and will still buy from them. They know that you don't have any power and you aren't gathering any power from doing this. You're not organizing it. You don't have any collective power by having a strike instituted in this specific way.
And Nathan, when it comes to September 1st, I'm not playing no damn games because I'm tired. We got to do something. We got to do something because I'm sorry. At this point, I'm starting to feel like our votes don't even matter. They might steal that shit too. But like you said, that the problem is a lot of people.
That is what we call foreshadowing, folks. That is what we call foreshadowing. We'll get back to that in a second.
People ain't fixing to do it because a lot of people is scary. Oh, well, you know, I got bills to pay because this thing can't be no one-day thing. Hollywood on strike forever. And people, we're going to have to suffer a little bit. It's okay, though. We're going to have to go back to bartering. Excuse me, ma'am, you got some eggs?
Bartering. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, man. It's not gonna work. Yeah, like, most people don't have eggs. Most people don't have chickens or, you know, fruit in their backyard. Like, I don't... You could make that happen, I guess. I don't know. This is like... I don't know. I think that's really feasible, you know? Where do you find a local supplier for vinegar? Who makes vinegar in your hometown? You know? Like bleach. Where are you gonna buy that locally?
That's all right, because I got me a little loaf of bread. You need some? What's good? You trying to do business?
So this is funny, right? It says go back to barter. And the reason why this is funny is because you operate under the assumption of like, this is going to be a 2-week thing, right? She says it's not going to be like a 1-day thing, right? But like, you think bread don't get moldy from 2 weeks? You think eggs going to last you? The milk going to last you past 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Because the answer is no. What are you going to do when nobody has any food and none of y'all going to go shopping? There's no organization. There's no forethought here. There's no infrastructure existing to make this work, right? Now, if you were like, yeah, we're in talk with food banks with our communities to make sure that we're fed for this certain amount of things, and this is what I say. This is what I'll say, right? Is that a strike of this magnitude? That's why I'm not even like against general strikes in theory or even in practice, because if this was community-driven strike, yeah, maybe this would be a different thing, right? If you were working together with your local area, you're talking to people in your building saying, hey, we're going to do a rent strike. We're not paying any of our rent for this realtor, right? That would be more effective. If you talk to people in your local community and you're like, oh yeah, we've all collectively decided to only shop from, you know, these specific mom and pop shop stores and no more Walmart or whatever, yeah, that would be a more effective thing than trying to rely on everybody to just boycott.
Like even that though, like think about that. Think about trying to ask everybody in your town or city to stop going to Walmart. Period. No more Walmart. For an undetermined amount of time. That's never happening. It's not happening. Especially, like, decentralized like that. Like, maybe I'm a pessimist. I don't know.
Every aspect of life that is convenient for them. Because in reality, it's not going to happen. Fundamentally, that's not something that will occur. It just won't.
What we need to do, we need to get away from this race shit. Oh, well, you know what? I can't vote for nobody because they racist. Damn all that. Did they sell their products and goods and service to you? Okay, that means they love you. We weren't born to like, we was born to love. As long as they still serve to you, even if they don't like your damn skin, that's love. That's the problem.
Oh, this is what we call foreshadowing part 2. You notice this very common trend, right? Those of you who are kind of politically aware can kind of ascertain what she's saying here, right? I won't get into it yet because I will talk about it a little bit later, but must I say that, man, my hands are freaking large. Must I say that this is very funny, very funny.
Problem with the world, everybody's still stuck on the old shit and we can't move forward to some new shit. Meaning we need to shut this shit down. That's the new shit that I'm talking about. We need to stop all of this fighting and stop always focused on them celebrities and stuff. Why y'all think they push them celebrities in our face? So we won't come together and do what the fuck we need to do. We need to stop buying all of their music too. Period. And let me tell you something. The main motherfuckers that keep sitting up there talking about something, they don't support Trump. Support them.
No. God damn it. Ain't no way, dude. Oh, when the MAGA communism hits. Rip.
What are we even doing? What is going on here? What is going on here? What is going on here? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
I'll admit, I didn't see that coming.
What are we talking about? How did this become a Trump video? How did this become pro-Trump? I'm so very confused. Trump's not selling anything. Like, what are we talking about?
But they can't tell their main base that because then they won't make that schmonty. They don't give a damn about you for real, for real. They all sit at the table and eat steak and potatoes together. But
is Trump not part of the elite? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I am flabbergasted. Is Trump not a celebrity? He was an actor first. Is he not a celebrity? What do you mean that the they, whoever the they is, I'm not sure now. What do you mean that they are pushing out celebrities to make sure you don't think about this? And then you say, support Trump. Like Trump is not like literally everything you're talking about. He's quite literally a rich celebrity who had political power and did nothing to help the working class with it. So I'm kind of confused on why you think that Trump would be any different. Now I don't trust a single thing this person says.
you won't know that.
What do you mean now? What do you mean now? I didn't trust anything pretty quickly. I'm gonna be real. This is kind of painful. Like, so close. So close to getting it.
Because they got you too busy arguing over Tory Lane shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Or who the hell want to put tuck friendly on their clothing. That's what they got us doing over here, fighting back and forth while they just...
What? Tuck friendly? What? You're talking about some shit from June? Dude.
Controlling everything, making all the money while we sit over here poor as fuck.
Like who's they? Who's they, right? They hits different when you know their political opinions. I'm sorry. They hits different when you know their political opinions. Who do you believe they is? I need the answer to that, please. Before I say anything else in support of you, I need to know who you think they is. Please. Get back to me 5 to 10 business days. I would be happy to know that. Thank you.
Working on their jobs forever and they ain't got shit to show for it. People going to school and paying $60,000 for degrees and ain't got shit to show for it. People got to dip up into their savings because they thought that it was gonna be able to save some shit for when they get over or when they get old and they ain't even got that shit to show for it. Well, everybody should be motherfucking mad when they wake up and see that these people been playing up in our face like this. I'm tired of these people playing with us. So like I said, back to barter system. Yes, I understand there's gonna be some people in the nursing home and at hospitals and all that need people to show up to work. That's what the strike is for. The people that's taking off is at home. If you got family members in the hospitals, being that you took off for the strike, go be with your family.
Bro, I'm sorry, anarchist. This is not the best representation for you. This is not good.
This is doing harm, honestly. Even in the Wikipedia definition that Sean showed in the beginning, it was saying how like nurses and doctors like have to be exempt from this because we don't want people to die from the strike.
Representation for my anarchist folks out there, bro. Like, she says, this is what she says. She says, look, I understand there are people in the nursing home and people who are in hospitals who may die because of the strike, but that's what the strike's for, right? Now you have free time to go be with your family during the last hours. You get to be with them when they die because everybody's not working anymore. Should we create infrastructure so that this doesn't happen? Should we work toward a more community-driven solution to make sure we take care of people? Should we make sure that, you know, maybe that like people should still be able to access medical care? No, just be with your dying family members. Like, this is not a plan. This is not an organization. This is just anger, which is understandable, but this is not a thing. Socialists should not be pushing this.
That's what that time is for. That time is off for you to go and relieve those people from those jobs and be with your family.
She says, well, now you're on strike, so stop being a Walmart employee, go to the hospital where Grandpappy's laying in for his last hours and tell the nurse.
What the fuck? Like, what if there's a car accident? You're just supposed to just watch your loved one die? Because, oh well, there's a strike? Please.
I'm here to relieve you of your duty. No worries. We're striking. He's like, yeah, I know, but I have to take care of this. No, don't worry. This is my grandpappy. I'll take care of him. Do you have any medical like experience? Do you have a degree? No. I'm a Walmart employee. But don't worry. We're on strike. This is my grandpappy. I'll take care of him now. This is not a plan. What is going on?
Unless it's really a medical emergency, some doctor's gonna have to sit this one out. Because we don't want people to die. That's not the point of the strike.
So which is it? I don't know what you're saying then. So only
Then why would you include doctors in the strike? Doctors, nurses, caretakers, like, they're largely already unionized. So I don't know.
People who are like necessary to go to work should go to work. And the people who aren't necessary to go to work should just stay home and like maybe just do remote work, you know, and like maybe this time everybody wearing masks and social distances and stuff, you know what I mean? They're not staying together and so the virus. Oh wait, that's COVID. We're talking about COVID, right? So this happened during COVID. She's literally just describing COVID. She wants COVID. She's like, only people who are essential workers only the people who are really essential for society to function should go to work, right? And if you're not essential for society to function, you should stay home, and maybe the government should even pay you like a one-time payment. Maybe call it like something that stimulates the economy. You know what I mean? Something like that, right? Like you're just describing COVID. You're not doing anything profound here. Like what are we talking about?
Asses out there in the neighborhood and clean up and pick up the trash. Just know the shit gonna get bad if we.
Well, COVID 2 might be around the corner, so, you know.
To really go on a strike. So we can all say, yes, let's go on a strike and not show up to work. Let's not pay for this. But who's going to be willing to pick up the trash in their neighborhood when shit get bad?
Listen, I don't... it's maybe me, right? I don't believe that picking up the trash is the biggest thing that we have to worry about as a society if nobody's working, right? How are we gonna feed people is my first question. I'm not asking, well, the revolution is happening, right? But who's gonna pick up the garbage? Yeah, we got the guillotines out, but the streets are a mess. Where are the street sweepers at? What's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on?
We're gonna be willing to sit this thing out for real, for real. This shit gonna take some strong-minded individuals that's willing to actually sit out for a strike. Let's stop playing games and let's just say some shit because my TikTok going viral and actually do the shit. Until then, we just...
Is that not what she's doing? I mean, she said she was the housewife. She doesn't even have, okay, now she doesn't have a real job. Don't come at me, please, please, please. I'm not saying that.
Canceled. Canceled. Misogynist. What the fuck?
What I'm saying is she doesn't go into work. She works from home. She does TikTok for a living. That's what she does. So I don't know. Maybe let's tailor our expectations and like think about our perspectives before we follow what this person's saying. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
wasting our breath, time, and energy. That's it.
And again, this goes on forever. This is 5 days ago. She's releasing videos after videos.
What we said was, United States government said y'all act like y'all didn't hear me the first time. Let me say it a little bit louder. If y'all do not respond to our request, we going on strike September 1st.
Like, also keep in mind, she's given no requests. There has been no list of demands yet.
Yeah, where is that list?
Right? This is 3 days ago. 2 days of like nothing. There's no organization. Like, what requests? What have you been asking for? What, like, you said fix the economy. Yeah, let me just beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Let me just fix the economy. Let me just do that right now. You know what I mean? Let's just call up Joe Biden and be like, yo, fix the economy. Like, what do you want him to do specifically? Leo says, I think Joe Biden should be doing something. Sure. You know what I mean? He should be doing more. Let's tell him what to do. Right? He should declare the climate emergency. He hasn't done that yet, even though he said that he did, but he hasn't because Joe Biden is old. You know what I mean? So tell him what you doing. You feel me? Like, I don't understand. What do you want? What are you asking for? Please, need answers expeditiously. Besides the Trump presidency, which of course we talked about.
And the strike entails nobody's going to work. Ain't nobody fixing to keep showing up to no damn slave ship. No ma'am, no sirs. Secondly, we're not going to be paying for no subscriptions for Nathan. No Prime, no Netflix. We're not going to be...
Like, what does that do? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, like, for what? What do you want from that? What do you want out of that? Housewives or any homemaker is the proletariat of the house, while anyone working within the bourgeois within the household. Yeah. Patriarchy is from angles. Sorry-ish for being a nerd. Yeah, don't be sorry. True. Yeah. It's true. It is so much work. It's so much fucking work. And like, so many men don't appreciate it until they're out on their own. That English, I'm tired and high. Fair. Me too. Me too. I got you, though.
Oh, we're just going to stop paying for things that we think are too expensive. I mean, thank you. Very profound. Very profound. You don't have to pay for any subscriptions. You know what I mean? Nobody's forcing you to pay. It's not like taxes, right? Now, if you say, like, we're not going to pay for our taxes, like, I think it would be kind of dumb, but, like, at least you have, like, a solid goal there. You don't have to pay for subscriptions.
Right.
Hey, guys, what's up? So I've been seeing a lot of shit about this National Strike Day, and don't get me wrong, man, I'm all for it. I just don't think it's going to be enough. You know, I mean, if you think about it, during COVID, they shut basically the whole goddamn country down, and then it started running, and that was a hell of a lot longer than a day. So I got another idea. So how about after our day off, the next day, we go back into work. We call that National Exemption Day. And we all walk into our HR and we ask them for a W-4 form or a tax form. And we write exempt on our federal and state taxes. And as far as I'm concerned, this
Exemption day. Bro. You can't just do that. You will get audited.
is a multi-party issue. I mean, hell, they've got us so divided against each other, it's not even funny. But yet we're all still out here working our asses off, struggling day to day, and they can't even compromise up there in Capitol Hill. And they sure don't give a fuck that we're struggling. So why are we paying them?
Baiting into any other celebrity stories. Sorry, Breakfast Club. We like y'all, but we don't. We're not watching none of y'all shit. We're not buying nothing. We're not doing nothing but take care of our mother-freaking self. That's it. That's all. So if y'all don't want y'all pockets hurt, I think y'all better start listening to what the hell we the people is trying to tell y'all here today up in your face. And fix yourself. And go and do what the hell we said. And
Fix yourself. I like that.
let's do y'all job and work for the people again.
I don't understand. I'm sorry. I just started rapping Eminem there for a second there. I don't know what she wants. What does she want? I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
I don't get it.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And a lot of people ain't talk about that. And that's
What? Only keep internet services so we can stay connected. What? The older people who have, as I say, are a disability can't live on what they get, and then they can't get other assistance like food stamps. Like what the hell? What THF? What's THF? Is $17 by.
something that I'm big at talking about right now. And they don't give a damn about none of them damn people. Nay, one of them. One of the groups of people that's getting hit the hardest are those that are
I mean, that's true. That's true.
disabled, those that are poor, those that are retired. And what about our veterans? Our veterans, United States government. I'm telling y'all, people is commodity to the government. People are...
But like, I'm sort of confused because nothing that she's advocating for is going to change that, you know? Going on strike, not providing hospital services to people who need it are kind of going to impact people who are disabled. You can't spend your SNAP benefits if nobody's working at the grocery store. Are you gonna take care of them? Are you gonna feed them? Are you gonna provide for them? Because I don't see that. I don't see that.
Our commodity.
No, you see, we're gonna barter. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Stop asking questions, okay? Someone will just hunt, and then they can barter the meat, and then other people will be gathering, and they can barter that stuff. It'll be fine. Totally feasible.
And then once you ain't what they want you to be anymore, they throw your ass away. Exploitation. Now that's why people...
Exploitation.
Okay, I'll give her a pass on that. She means exploitation, but she's right there, right? She says as elements of truth here, right? This is like what I would call like right-wing populism type beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's literally Machiavellian communism type shit. Like, oh, so close. Just a hop, skip, and a jump. Just one book of theory away.
The assertions, right? The realities, the material conditions that she's recognizing are true, right? The government does treat people like that, right? They will use people and throw them away. That's why you have so many homeless veterans, right? This is a truth that is being surrounded by, and Trump will fix it. You know what I mean? Like that's what's funny to me.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am.
Which makes this all the more funnier because now she's having people put, she stole Trump's slogan, right? Thief, content thief, can't be me. You know what I mean? Make Americans matter again. Like this doesn't make sense.
Excuse me, conservative head, but I'm about to use your move on this one because I feel like I need to knock some sense in people's head. Do you not understand what's going on? That's why we're striking. Because we can't afford to do it.
Make Americans matter again. It's like, it's the cursed child of Make America Great Again and Black Lives Matter. Thanks, I hate it.
Shit. If you can't afford to do it, then why the hell is you doing it? That's why we're striking, man. Follow along. People are striking because they're tired of not being able to afford to do shit. We can't afford to live. We can't afford to strike. So do what then? Do what then? Do what then? And we don't give a fuck about these bills. We don't give a fuck.
Here, I'll answer the question right now. I was gonna save this until after I finish talking about this person, but this is so much content that I don't know if I can finish going through it right now. Organize in your workplace. She doesn't go to work. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to this person.
Yeah, theory book away, got it. Is this video a big viral one? There's so much attention paid to this one TikTok, no basis in any history or strikes. Oh, yeah. He's talking about so this person was trying to start a general strike on TikTok. She started the trend, and it went viral. But, I mean, obviously it's not happening. It would take so much more organization. She only posted this like 15 days before she wanted the strike to start. So, it's just very poorly organized, but it seemed to go viral nonetheless. So that's why he's like focusing on her.
She does not have your best interest at heart. She's mad, justifiable. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Go to work September 1st. Talk to your coworkers. Ask them if they have trouble paying their bills, if the job is not paying them enough, if this says bad workplace conditions, if there are things in the workplace they want to change. And then take that coworker, go to a different coworker. Talk with that person. Go to a different coworker. Talk with that person. And then, which is what I want you to do, when you talk to all your coworkers, make your thoughts known. I want you to call up your local union. You'll look it up. What's my local union? I have a website on the screen right now in the description you can go to and just be like, I want to organize my workplace. How do I?
Workerorganizing.org. Resources. Organizing guide. / Let's go.
In the description you can go to and just be like, I want to organize my workplace. How do I go about doing that? And then after you do that and organize your workplace, fight for better benefits for yourself and your workers.
Oh, you cute. High agency.
And I want everybody to do that. And once everybody does that and everybody's in the union, all the unions can come together and strike then. Because then you will be legally protected. They can't fire you. And you can get workplace benefits. And you can do whatever general strike going to do. That's fine. Whatever. But I want you to do that. Take care of yourself, right? Make sure that you are protected when you are organizing. That's the reason why unions exist. That's why unions are so great. Because it gives you a legal protection. Company can't fire you for trying to organize legally. They will try. But
yeah. And the union can also help organize funds for when you are on strike and need money for food and shit.
You can fight back against that.
To the people talking about something, oh, well, I gotta go to work because we gonna starve. It's for one day, ma'ams and sirs.
Oh, that's new. That's different. It's for one day. I could have sworn just back in the day, you said it's not just for one day. Editor, put the clip in, please, because that's just
what the hell does a day do?
What she said.
Oh, we're gonna join Hollywood and we're going on a motherfucking strike. Until 2025.
What is a one-day strike going to do? That's not what you said earlier. But also, keep in mind,
yeah,
your job can.
She literally said it ain't gonna be a day either. She literally said it's not gonna be just a day.
Fire you for not showing up for a day. You're like, cool. You missed one day. You either made no difference or your job still fired you and now you're still gonna starve. So don't listen to this person. Please do not listen to this person.
One day. And if you're gonna starve in one day, then we really need to go on this strike.
No, you're not gonna starve in one day. Your job is going to fire you. So now you cannot afford to pay for food for however long until you get another job. That's the point.
Matter of fact, if they don't want to do what it is that we need them to do.
I do worry how many people this got fired. That sucks to think about. Man.
We need all the hood people to scooch on up to the front. See, they want to gentrify the hood folks, but the hood folks gonna do what the peaceful folks ain't trying to do. We always need both sides. People that's willing to do the shit that other people ain't willing to do by any means necessary. As a matter of fact, I'm done washing my ass. Join my live. Let's fuss about it. To the people talking about...
There's still no goals, by the way, mind you, still no goals. No goals at all. Not a single goal has been stated, what she actually wants.
Ooh, facts on facts on facts. That is a great idea. Don't send none of the damn children to the indoctrination camp. If we know that our...
Oh, man. No, school good, actually. Education good. It's a good thing.
Is being indoctrinated, don't send them. And for all the people in the back talking about something, well, where do we teach our children? The truth!
Indoctrination camps? Indoctrination camps. Indoctrination camps. Indoctrination camps. Indoctrination camps. Come on. Y'all, please.
Yep.
Please have a little bit of critical thinking skills. Have just a tiny bit of critical thinking skills. Just the smallest amount.
So on the social media streets, they talk about some us conservatives is real loud when we're creating our content on social media, trying to push our narrative, and we're gaslighting people. Excuse me, but what was Biden supporters doing? Y'all know that girl that was real loud talking about Big Daddy Biden and something Putin, and she was going viral all the time. Talking about Biden supporters. They was real loud. Now they're...
I don't know who you're talking about.
Hold on, y'all. Shh. Be quiet. I think that's a Biden supporter.
There's a lesson to be had. One that TikTok has not learned yet. Listen, this is not the first time TikTok has tried to house a general strike. This is not the first time that it has been immediately, if not co-opted, then started by conservative people, almost like to like psyopic level of organizing. You know what I mean? Trust and believe. We'll get to that in a second. I want to talk about this before we move on from her specifically, because this is funny. This is comedic gold right here. Calling all Americans, regardless of race, gender, sexual preferences, political or religious views, and social status. Strike against corporate America. September 1st, nobody goes to work, but returns back on the 2nd because we must have money to make this strike work. This is not what you said the first time, but very...
That's not a strike. You're just advocating for a bunch of people to skip work on the 1st.
Very hilarious. Like, what does this mean? This is not a strike then. It's a day off work. You're doing senior ditch day. You are doing senior ditch day, but for adults, which is fair. It's fine. I love senior ditch day. Enjoyable. Just do a senior ditch day. It's like a prank. You're pranking corporate America right now. You're like, guys, what if we all just like caught out of work at the same time? That's such a great idea. Oh, you're so funny, Alexi.
That's literally what it is, though.
Oh, you're such a jokester. Yeah. This is gonna be so great because guess what? They're gonna all expect us to work. And then we're not gonna work. Oh. That's awesome. That's such a good prank. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Like that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Okay, I'll give you. It is kind of a funny prank. You know, good job. Good job for the funny prank. Stock up before that day comes. Even after returning to work, keep the strike going. No buying from major stores, Walmart, Target, Dollar Tree, Family Dollars. I think you mean Family Dollar. TJ Maxx or all major retail stores. Do not eat at major restaurants like TGI Fridays, Applebee's. What? I can't have my jalapeno poppers? Do not stream celebrity music, movies, and their social media profiles. Do not play the lottery or buy scratch-offs. Okay, you just hate fun.
Wait, why?
Do not send your children to school, aka indoctrination camps on September 1st. However, send them back on the 2nd so that people will not get in trouble. So what, do you want to strike and tear down the system? Or do you want people to not get in trouble? You can't have it both ways. You sound like anarchists. I'm sorry. No offense to anarchists. Actually, all offense to anarchists. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't simultaneously say we're gonna tear down the system and stick it to corporate America, but then also we don't want to get in trouble with our jobs. I don't want to get fired. I don't want to get fired. I don't want to get arrested for truancy. Like, no, stand by it. Stand by it. You think they're indoctrination camps? Don't send them back. Pull them out of school, homeschool. You're not really about it. You're not really about it. This is my problem with conservatives. They're not really about it. They're not about that life. I'm about that life, bro. They're not about that life. Don't go to major gyms like Gold's Gym. Don't go to movie theaters, sport events, and concerts. Do not shop online major stores like Amazon, Shein, Temu. Do not go to clubs, bars, or other rich social events in your community, in your city, such as amusement park and fairs.
Rich social events. What's
okay,
that?
no, I stand by it, bro. Hate fun. You would think that she's a leftist, how much she hates fun. This is insanity.
True.
How are clubs rich social events? They're like $20 at most to enter. And that's DC clubs, because they're the only clubs I've been to. You don't have to buy drinks. You literally pay like a $10, $20 entry fee. You're there for the entire night. You're dancing, you're bumping music, you're with your friends, you're dancing on people. That's all you're doing. How is that like a rich social event? I don't understand. Maybe I'm like petite bourgeois. I just don't know. Also, fairs. Do not take part in Black Friday nor Cyber Monday. Cancel all major subscriptions like Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, Tubi's free. YouTube's free. Do not watch major channels like VH1 and BET Plus. Get back outside and connect with people. Go to your local libraries. Learn and grow. How to grow and plant your own food. Yeah, okay, so you'll have food for like 6 to 9 months oh wait, no, it's winter time. You'll have food for like 10 months from now in the spring when the food actually starts to grow. You'll have a couple of strawberries to eat. So make do until then. On 9/11, pull out all your money out of banks and cancel all cards like Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Yeah, let me pull out my entire savings account. Yeah, let me pull out all the money in my savings account and like put like that $2,000-$3,000 under my bed. Yeah, that's sure. Yeah. Let me get it all in once, please, cashier. Crash their money system. Do not buy major holiday celebration decor. Celebrate note. This was so funny. But it doesn't stop here, right? So I did say this isn't the first time that TikTok and social media had attempted a general strike. And fundamentally, it's not. And so let me redirect your attention to September of 2021. Go back in time. Gotta go back in time. So on and around September of 2021, there was floated this idea of a general strike. Now, this came during the direct middle of COVID, right? People were fed up. Government wasn't really doing much. This is understandable. Understandable frustration bred into, let's do something about it. And that's where the general strike had come from. However, it's kind of the same story that I expect from the September 1st general strike.
Why would it matter not shopping at big Chinese companies? This is a strike against America. Timushi, and yeah. No one knows. No one knows what's going on. No one understands economics, you know? We're not taught that shit.
In 2 days, on October 15th, there's going to be a national general strike in America. You can participate by either not going to work, not spending any money on that day, or just by simply sharing the idea of the strike. Here are some of the goals of the strike, but overall, it basically is a strike that shows that employees do have power and that we need to get treated better and paid better. Prices of everything are getting higher, but the working class is not getting paid any more. So we're basically set to sink instead of swim. And if you must spend money that day, at least support local businesses and mom and pop shops instead of corporations. Now, is a one-day strike gonna do something? Probably not. But it's the idea that we have to get used to. So maybe next time we could do it for a week, then a month, maybe even a year.
Idea.
You see, we gotta fight for—
Yeah, you just gotta work up to it. You just gotta warm up to it, you know? It's booty boot camp, but for strikes.
this change because no one's gonna do it for us, right? We have to start somewhere. So let's just try it out and see what happens. If you're interested in this, I have the link to the website in my bio, so check it out.
So already you can see some similarities and some differences to these two strikes, right? This strike wasn't intended to be a one-day strike. It was intended to be a similar strike to the September 1st strike, which is in perpetuity, don't go to work, crash the system, let it burn type beat. But then obviously as the strike got closer and closer to like 2 days until the strike, people were like, yeah, that's kind of unfeasible. Let's just settle on a one-day strike. Don't buy anything, just don't go to work that day.
Stop romanticizing the revolution. It's not an aesthetic for TikTok, and it is here and it is now. People are protesting all over the world for basic human rights in Cuba, Nigeria, India, Japan, America, everywhere. The revolution will not come to you. You come to it. Your revolution may not look like mine, but it'll still require your sacrifice and it'll require your uncomfortability. Corporations have made our life bad enough to want change, but comfortable enough for us to not actually make that change. You can't complain about the rich harboring their money if you continue to give them your money. Stop shopping at Amazon and support the actual store. Stop grocery shopping at Walmart.
What? What store? What do you mean? I'm so confused.
And Target, and learn how to grow your own food. Stop using Uber Eats and start cooking. Stop going to these fast food restaurants that don't give a damn about your health. Support your local businesses. Support your community. Fight for the life that you want. The revolution will not come to you. You come to it. Your revolution may not look like mine, but it'll require your sacrifice and it'll require your uncomfortability. You'll have to spend hours a day researching. You'll have to get off your phone to organize a protest. You'll have to get up earlier to grow a garden. You'll have to get out of your comfort zone to fight for the life that you want. Stop talking about the revolution and be a part of it.
Now, this video clearly shows that like leftists.
I mean, some of that's very good, you know? Growing a garden, good. A good thing. I don't know, like, you should be able to be comfortable sometimes, you know? You should have a garden, and you should be able to smell the roses in that garden. You know what I mean?
Were also like a big part of this strike, right? This wasn't like a strike that was spearheaded by conservatives in the same regard as the September 1st strike is. This is very much of a leftist endeavor. Very prominent leftists and socialists and communists on the platform were arguing in favor of this general strike, right? So you would think that this was an actual like substantive effort to get people to not go to work and be more involved in their community. I don't fundamentally disagree with the stuff that was said in this video, aside from the assertion that like this strike was going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, people should be more involved in their community. And yeah, people should be more involved in their growing their own garden and making their own food and shopping local when they can. Definitely. Nobody's arguing against that. But this idea that this general strike was going to do that is laughable. And they had their own website, octoberstrike.com, which we'll get back to later because I promise you it's so funny. It's so funny.
Yes, this labor strike October 15th. Do the things. Don't go to work. Don't buy anything. Don't do anything that supports the economy.
Yeah, what did this accomplish?
Stay at home. Play puzzles. Just don't go to work. We are asking for a lot of really important things like caring about the environment, a $20 minimum wage, 4-day work week. There are a lot of other issues. I encourage you, I implore you, I ask you to look it up, do some research, and support the cause.
Now, also the difference is that this had clear and defined goals, I guess. Who came up with these goals? I don't really know, but they have a website. So In 2023, as a curious person, what's going on with OctoberStrike.com? OctoberStrike.com. Let's see what's happening there. Oh. It redirects to the victimsofcommunism.org website. Now, I'm sure this is something that's entirely unexpected. Like, why would it do this? Maybe in 2023, somebody saw the strike stuff coming back and they were like, well, wouldn't it be funny if we buy the October strike stuff from 2021 and redirect it to this website? So I did a little bit of digging, opened up the Internet Archive and tried to find exactly when it switched from the site that it did about the strike to a redirect to the Victims of Communism website. And the answer I found is hilarious. This is the website originally. The website originally was National General Strike, had access to like resources and stuff. I don't know if the links still work on the archive. Whereas like infographics, this was October 8th. This is what the strike looked like before the strike actually happened. Now,
and then it just like went down on the 15th, I bet.
Let's see when it changed from that site to the site, the redirect to the Victims of Communism, right? The answer will shock you. Because the next time the site is archived is on the date of October 15th, the date the strike is supposed to happen. And we see that it redirects to this link. This link, which is, the domain is for sale. They were selling the domain on the day the strike was supposed to happen. And then the day after it, October 16th, it redirects
Dude, the day of. You couldn't even wait till the day after.
to the Victims of Communism site. So, I'm not saying it was a psyop. I'm not saying that it was a ploy to make leftists look stupid, because man, oh man, did it do that. But what I am saying is that it's very funny. And we just have not learned. Because now people are still on TikTok and are
Will we ever learn?
still advocating for a general strike with no organization, with no list of demands, with no actual leadership. And we're just like, it's a
Yeah, I don't know if it's a psyop, but I think most people don't have a good framework to work within to make this actually happen. She's like halfway there, except for supporting Trump and shit. But may not know about like how to set up a mutual aid network, for example, how to form a tenants union. That's not so intuitive.
the same story. It's the age-old story of how an evil boy meets an evil girl. You gotta love strong enough to rule the whole wide world. It's just what it is. And I think that is funny. All in all, I don't really have a thesis for this video. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, how much of it is I'm gonna cut, but when I tell you that we don't learn. We never learn as leftists. We hop on anybody who says the word solidarity and strike and come together and just like, yeah, I like that. Let's do this general strike, without understanding that sometimes these people aren't operating at the best interest of workers. Maybe they're operating at the best interest for themselves to increase their own platforms, or just to grow themselves and enrich themselves. And maybe that's the case. And I'm not saying a general strike is necessarily a bad thing, right? Maybe a general strike can work. Maybe it can actually function the way that it should function, but it's definitely not gonna grow on TikTok. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, that's it for me. It's been SeanDaBlack. Follow me on Twitch. Oh, this is a YouTube video technically, so let me open up my Patreon. So thank you to my patrons, Emma Alexandria, Ben Fish, Lily Claire, Alexander De Palma, Modus Ponus, Gizmo, Kel Meltz, Govia2K.
That was good. Okay. Now let's look at how actual labor negotiations are done.
Just give us a
EPS.
sense of the scope of this tentative agreement that is actually being voted on next week. I believe the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, right?
The final tally will be on the 22nd, yes.
Final tally, gotcha. So this deal with UPS, how many UPS Teamsters will this benefit? And what would a strike have looked like had UPS not made concessions? And now I know that, it still needs to be agreed upon in principle, but if you could just give our audience a sense of how historic and massive this is.
It is a massive tentative agreement. It covers 340,000 Teamsters. And when you said UPS made concessions, I almost got confused, because usually it's been the other way around with the Teamsters making concessions, but not this time. So, it covers 340,000 people. And I believe that it's going to help all 340,000 people with the pay increases,
Let's fucking go. Oh, this is so hype, dude. Oh, I'm so happy for them. Let's see. They must have voted on this already. I think
general wage increases. We're still going to have COLA increases because, if the inflation is up, our members across the board, from our part-timers to full-timers, are going to benefit with AC in the trucks, Martin Luther King Day as a holiday, stuff that we've never had before. And it was always pipe dreams. So I know that some people might not be happy, but enhanced language on subcontracting, autonomous vehicles and driver-facing cameras and drones not being allowed, language referencing like what just happened with the pandemic, where the company went to individual locals across the country and tried to make side deals with them. That's not going to happen anymore. They have to go through the IBT package division. The creation of 7,500 full-time jobs from part-time jobs, giving our part-timers the opportunity to fill 22.
Yeah, it looks like this was ratified on the 22nd. Let's fucking go.
22,000, vacancies across the country. I think it's a win-win across the board. There's been improvements everywhere.
Yeah, and just to give people a sense of the scope, I was reading this in Labor Notes, which is just this, a great publication, that it's just much bigger than the last increase, because it's at least $750 over the...
Yeah, it's a 5-year contract. Let's fucking go, dude.
5-year period of the contract, and there, for example, in 1997... it was a 50 cent, equivalent to 95 cents today, according to Labor Notes, increase over 5 years. So that is a substantial increase in the tiers of pay over the length of the contract.
Correct. It's substantial. I was a UPS package car driver for 25 years. I joke around that I still know how to use the little device that get packages with, the diad. So I'm not too far off the truck, as they say. And in 25 and 30 years now, I've never seen a contract like this. So, just the elimination, because we were talking about concessions before, the elimination of that second tier 22.4 job, which was basically a driving job that they were paying $6 an hour less for. Nobody...
So fucked up. Yeah. They always try to find loopholes to underpay people.
Realistically thought that we would be able to get rid of that position, because once these companies like UPS latch on to something, very difficult to let it go.
Can you expand on that second tier practice? Because it basically appears like, you have the first tier of drivers, and then there was a second tier of workers who, they stated, oh, well, they'll drive sometimes, they'll be paid less, but they'll do other things. And in the end, it seemed like they were just doing the same job, but for less pay.
Correct. And that was something that was given away 5 years ago. I still don't know the reason for it. I wasn't involved in national negotiations then. So it was to basically give the company more flexibility so they could utilize these people, these members, as people loading the trucks and offloading the trucks if they had to, and working on weekends as package car drivers. But that was, companies like UPS, they want these agreements signed, they want to make these deals, and then they go and start violating these agreements before the ink is even dry. So in my local alone, I represent
Classic.
8,000 members at UPS. We got an influx of 700
Classic fucking porpoise. They're so slimy, dude.
and something 22 fours. And, it's great. People want the job. It all happened during the pandemic. The jobs were out there. People wanted to work. And then it sinks in after a while that I'm doing the exact same thing that the guy or girl next to me is doing, and I'm getting paid a lot less an hour to do it. So that wasn't fair. It wasn't a good bargain for the Teamsters, so thank God that that's eliminated.
Yeah, right, exactly. And can you also touch on the 6th workday part, which also is this awesome concession that UPS gave, because that goes hand in hand really with that second tier of driver system.
Yes, and in New York City, where my local is, we were not required to come in on our 6th day. All right, so we had that language in our local supplement. But in traveling across the country, especially the Northeast, every place I went to, campaigning, etc., members would see this beautiful Teamster logo on my shirt, and they would start complaining about why are we being forced in on a 6th day. And, a company like UPS, they'd rather make people work more overtime than hire more people and pay the pension benefits and the health and welfare benefits. So that was something that, it flustered me.
That's so fucked. That's so fucked. Like, labor organizers fought so fucking hard to get a 5-day work week. Just for them to find fucking loopholes and workarounds to make people do overtime 6 days, 7 days anyway.
And I didn't have an answer for it, but because it was in other parts of the majority of the country. So that was eliminated also. And, just the fact that you can have a better quality of life and spend more time with your family and actually have a weekend without having to get stressed out that you come back on Monday and they're going to try to put you on a notice of discipline or discharge. That's a tremendous advantage for our members also.
And that's what creates that 7,500 extra jobs, because now they don't have to, part of.
Wait, I just realized this guy looks like Chank. Chank if he was a Teamster.
Of it. But now UPS isn't going to spread all of the existing workforce so thin because of the fact that they eliminated the forced sixth workday. And it goes into the fact that, these companies aren't technically job creators. They employ as many people as they can to make sure that their bottom line is still as profitable for the executives as possible. And without a robust labor movement to advocate and robust unions to advocate for worker protections, they're going to continue to spread their workforce so thin without having to hire additional people until, again, you guys flex your muscle and say enough is enough.
Correct. And, that comes also with the part-time pay that was extremely low, that's now being raised. And, they still pay these market rate adjustments across the country, but our members that are affected by these market rate adjustments, they're going to get the general wage increases too, right? So our whole goal is to bring up the standard of living for working class people.
Can you explain them?
Yeah, unions are good for everybody.
The market rate adjustment piece to our audience, if you don't mind.
Sure, that's a really cute thing that UPS uses. They will never use a market rate adjustment in New York City, for example, because they have blatantly told me, we don't care. 20 people will quit, we'll hire 50 more, and hopefully 20 of those will stick. So in these outlying areas, or even labor is not available, so they will drive up the minimum that they pay for members, for their employees, well over the contractual wage. So it'll happen in places where the population's very thin, or they can't get people to work on a specific shift in the middle of the day, paying what they were paying, $16 and change an hour. In some states, it was even lower. So those market rate adjustments, they're still there, but our members will get the general wage increases, even though they might be making more than the contractual requirement.
Dope. Good for them. W. All right. It's time for Sad Boys. Sad Boys
Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things also. I'm Jar. Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things also. I'm Jarvis.
I'm Jordan. It's all jazz.
It's all jazz, and we're joined today by Hasan.
By the way, I just want to remind you it is September. Subs are discounted, I think 25% or something like that. Also, just as a blanket reminder, I do have sound alerts 4 bits. If you just scroll down or check out the panel, they're there.
D. Piker, the man, the myth, the legend, the big boy, the Kaya dad.
I'm a dog dad.
Any extra superlatives? Gucci shirt purchaser.
I did purchase a Gucci shirt. I bought a car.
Nice.
Oh, how dare you?
No more socialism?
In a house. I was like, yo, once I get this bread.
Also, you're a capitalist?
That's what I thought the bread book was about. Get your bread up. So I did. And, now the socialism shit is over.
Yeah,
guys.
it's over. Wait, okay, so you were saying you were a shoes off household.
Yeah, I was, Turkish people, we don't wear shoes in the house normally, and I'm very anal about, being clean.
Right.
My house, at least other streamers will attest to this, is a very low bar to clear for streamers. Their houses are awful.
Yeah, I think I would have a shoes off household, but it's not my house, so I don't make the rules.
Awful.
Yeah.
They live in these, multi-million-dollar chateaus, basically, and it's all piles of trash and boxes everywhere. But my house is very clean all the time. I want to make sure it's clean all the time. I tell everybody to take their shoes off until I got
It is always very clean.
Kaya, and she was pissing and shitting everywhere like a demon. She had a spot. I would walk her. She would not poop. And then she had a little spot in the house where she would go and hide her little poops.
Oh. Did you have her in a pin?
Yeah.
Because that was when I first got Dipper, he had a stomach bug that we couldn't figure out what the issue was, and he could not have solid stool to save his life.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, and so it would literally be just diarrhea all the time, stressful to go on walks even, because...
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do if your dog diarrheas?
You don't want to hit the concrete, and then it's really hard to clean out of the...
Yeah, you're just scraping.
Yeah.
Hoping that it's not going to cut open like a hole in the poop bag.
Yeah.
But you're scraping the concrete with your poop bag.
Or praying that there...
That's so vile.
There were a few areas that were just dirt, and those were the areas where I'm like, I need you to go right here, right now, or else.
The tiny little town I grew up in, it was weirdly, well, not weirdly, it's very, it's standardized here to spay and neuter. It just wasn't there. The idea of it wasn't even culturally common. And so dogs constantly just getting randomly pregnant. It became a system in our life. And then eventually my dog, my Whippet, got pregnant. 6, I was going to say kids.
Bro, you're out here talking like the dog, like Jesus Christ mom or something. Like the dog accidentally, magically. Your dog was a virgin and then she was pregnant.
You're being so rude to my dog. A Christian.
How young were you? Is that what your parents told you? The dog was a virgin and then one day she had beautiful children.
Immaculate conception for dogs.
I think I was literally just operating on the science of momentum. And then stuff happens. When you're a kid and you can't die, you're just I'll just walk on stuff and fall over.
Your skin heals itself.
That hadn't happened for childbirth yet. I hadn't been people do stuff and then the kid happens.
Yeah.
No,
I don't want to hurt your
Well, you're an adult now, which is why I'm shocked that you're still explaining it with the same concept.
Well, it's all framed back. It's these experiences happen.
Dude, you're not listening. I'm saying it happened when I was a kid, and that is true. Now that wouldn't be the kid. This fucking... True. But after that happened, 6 puppies, abnormally big for a Whippet litter. And it turns out there's also no potty training standard where I'm from. So every day back from school, the floor's just shit. It's just shit.
So your parents didn't even potty train the dog?
Yeah, it's just me and
What?
my mum, and I don't think we ever really anticipated it. She's also a very seat of the pants kind of.
Wait, your dog's name is Whippet?
No, the type of dog.
Oh,
they're like have you ever seen? There's this little mini doc. I think it's on ESPN or something called "The Michael Jordan of Dogs."
Oh yeah,
and it's about. Wait, can we pull this up? Actually, could you pull up the Michael Jordan of Dogs? Because
oh my god, that's the type of dog you
it's like a greyhound scaled down.
They're so athletic, and
you're probably thinking their heads are so small, their brains are small, and they're probably dumb, right? Correct. Yes.
That's what
dumbest dogs.
That's what I was thinking. No, that dog looks like he just only knows how to run. That's what it looks like. It looks like there's only one speed for the dog.
So cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one, Jacob.
Look at all those. Oh my god.
So we got the treadmill, and I can be doing homework and walking dogs, like killing two birds with one stone.
They're so cute.
Wow.
He's not even going fast. Whatever.
Just wait.
I'm so close to revoking my all dogs are cute principle.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. You're about to change your mind, okay?
The music.
It's all muscle.
Some may be gross, but they are beautiful.
They leap into the water.
Let's see Kaya do this.
And they have to grab a thing.
Like Michael Jordan.
Holy.
What the fuck?
And when you see this at full speed, it's insane.
Across the whole pool, dude?
You think Ed Jordan could do this shit?
No way,
no
dude.
fucking way. That
6 rings and he couldn't do a single dog dive.
Dog shit bite.
Look at it go.
The angle is the angle's really ridiculous.
Bro, that is so much. That's so much.
I feel like the scale, I don't get it.
Much height, dude.
And it's this like high school girl who has this uncanny bond with this dog. It's like a movie.
People are going crazy for it. They're like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dude, if you live in Iowa, this is the nuttiest shit.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah,
This is
I love
wild.
that. I love that.
The one thing that doesn't hit about this documentary is it sets itself up like something like I, Tonya, where it's like, wow, this is so impressive, and then a dark story outlines.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It's just like, the dog jumped really good.
Yeah, the dog jumped really good. It did destroy another dog's
Dude, I like, yeah, there's no drama.
Yeah, the dog's ex-boyfriend just shattered.
The dog bites the other dog's leg before the competition, fucks the dog up. I'm glad that they're doing this. This is a great documentary. What a way to start the podcast.
Yeah, I had to talk about Spitfire.
That's actually it for today.
Yeah, all right, peace, guys. I mean, we're reacting. I don't know if this is kosher.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, this ESPN.
Okay.
And it's just a few seconds.
I think as far as the industry goes, this is the safe space for React.
Okay.
I think finally we can say what's on our mind.
Yeah.
Have a nice debate where we agree.
I mean, listen, I posted that photo, remember, from the Streamies last year?
Oh, yeah.
All the people whose content I stole for this award.
When I was like, me with
all of his friends.
With everyone whose content I've stolen.
Right.
And then, like, I guess people don't understand that, like, content creators are friends with one another.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, actually, you are stealing their content. I'm going to be mad on behalf of them.
Yeah, it's a nuanced thing. We talked about this with Ludwig too, where
Yeah, I mean, they're not all friends, you know? It's a very nuanced thing indeed.
there's just a line where it's like, if you leave the chair and you don't know the creator. I've noticed that you've changed your React habits though. I was watching you do some React. You were watching brand deals. Is there like a big takeaway from like the Reactgate drama that you're just trying to?
No.
Oh, okay.
I feel like as far as Reactgate goes, I've been in the crosshairs for this particular thing many times over. And the first time I changed my habits dramatically because I do think that it was like fucked up because I had a dual cam setup where if I was in the kitchen, I was still watching.
Right. Yeah.
But like people didn't fucking know that. Only my community knew that. But it was like super clippable to just be like, fuck this guy. You know what?
Yeah.
Look at what he's doing.
I think I watched some of your like back in the true crime react era. It would be like you came back and people were like, you missed something. It was like, no, I watched it. I was there.
And tons and tons of the people that are seeing clips may not be that familiar with your content in general.
Yeah.
And are watching a clip, even if it's one of the extended highlights that you don't upload, but you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like he just walked or what the hell, but you've been live for 29 hours or whatever.
Yeah, there's also that element of it where people are just like unfamiliar with the process, like they don't understand it.
Yeah.
So I changed that a while ago when the original React Gate happened. It was like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I don't even remember. So I stopped doing that. And then, I mean, even now, every now and then I still have to go pee or like other emergencies happen while you're streaming that, you know, I don't really talk about too much, but there's a lot of things happening in a 10-hour time frame throughout the day. So sometimes you're unfortunately away from the computer and can't immediately go back. And I'm not talking like I had explosive diarrhea.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Regular diarrhea.
Yeah, just regular diarrhea.
Yeah.
He says this like so often, but he doesn't elaborate at all. And I'm so curious, like what the hell he's talking about. Like, I don't really know what he means by that. Is he getting swatted every day? Is that it? I don't know what emergency, like, what? Because he does. Like, he'll just step away without saying a word and come back and be like, oh, sorry, and just move on. And, like, what is that?
But I mean, it could be that the dog had explosive diarrhea. And you're just like, oh fuck, I have to clean that now.
I think the other line, especially for like the reason it was so easy for the XQC situation to kick this off, the new React Gate, was because he was literally like not in his chair, and then it was also posted, I think, by one of his editors to YouTube.
Yeah, he would post like straight VOD rips onto his YouTube.
Yeah,
I never do that, but like,
but it doesn't matter because a lot of people didn't realize that I have like 1,000 fan-owned and operated channels that I don't even touch the revenue of at all. Like they just make their own money off of it.
Yeah.
So they're like, what the fuck? This guy's just like, and some of them do have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, I would say primarily I consume your stream through the Hasan, Clips Industrial Complex.
Yeah.
And
until Reactgate, I was not really aware of how much involvement you had with all those sub channels, and I didn't realize it was none with like a ton of them.
Yeah. I don't touch them at all. I'm like, go off if you want to make money, make some money off of it. Yeah, I'm not a firm IP defender at all. I think it's bullshit. But I mean, obviously there's reasonable.
Yeah.
There's bounds of reason. Like, I don't want to offend content creators. I'm a content creator.
Yeah.
People constantly forget that because they're like, oh, all he does is just let his chair watch YouTube videos. But like, I don't want, like, I know the labor that goes into making shit.
For sure.
I don't want to like watch someone's video and just not really watch it and then have that creator be like, well, what the fuck? And I don't want to upload it and be like, take away from their algo, right? So what I try to do and what I've tried to do for the longest time now is like, I always pull additional data from other places. Like I'll pull another complimentary video or something like that, TikToks, Instagram posts or data in general if I'm talking about something, and try to make it transformative. Obviously it's live, so there's going to be dead air regardless.
Yeah.
And then like the way I do it is like, look, if you're an editor, if you want to upload my videos, you can, but just like cut the fucking dead air out. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Make sure that you like at least edit it a little bit so that you're not directly just doing like a VOD rip.
Yeah. Right. Because there need to be guidelines for, even if it's an unaffiliated channel, just for the betterment of I guess it's just like the it's good manners, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the practice has to be established by
Yeah, it's just like best practices.
creators. As much people will chirp and tell you what to do, ultimately like the best practice is established by the person that starts doing it. There is like winning a debate and then everyone goes like, oh shit, I guess I will be different.
Yeah.
It just has to have started naturally and considerately.
Like, for example, the thing is, like, even if I have a content creator who I'll watch like a period of the video and I know exactly what time codes I'm watching, and then I'll stop watching and it's like a third of the video. I promote it, and my commentary on it is like much larger than the video itself. Sometimes someone will upload it, and if I feel like I'll talk to content creators about it. If I feel like that uploader has like basically kicked them off the algorithm, like this has happened before, I'll either get Austin Ox to talk to the channel and like take it down, or I'll tell that if they're not complying, then you can DMCA it, clap them.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's just like a hard, because at the end of the day you're working with like fair use that by definition doesn't have like a hard line in the sand. Like that's always like decided in the courts in terms of like what is transformative. It's always going to be tough, but I think as long as
courts that will always be in favor of a corporate party. It's not.
Yeah, and I'm the corporate party in this situation, baby. The wealthiest player in the game.
right.
Come at me, little YouTube channels.
No, he's mad with power.
The Koch brothers
Leveraging his capital. Classic Hasan.
love me watching Jubilee, baby.
Yeah.
That's the funniest part, because like people get mad at that shit. I'm like, do you guys even know like this is their whole brand? It revolves around streamers reacting to their content. Like, that's
it's
why
a whole
they make
ecosystem.
it.
Yeah, like everyone reacts to Chad. Everyone. I'm pretty sure she doesn't care. Right?
They're like, hey, Cody Co, like come in and,
Cut does it too.
Yeah.
They've reached out to me many times. Like they know how their bread is buttered.
Right.
So that's the other side.
And
of it,
not everybody wants to play that game, and obviously you respect it when someone says,
exactly, 100%. Like, what is this, CGP Grey? I think Ludwig got clapped by him like a bunch of times. I mean, I've never really watched his videos regardless, but he hates it. Like, he's just like, do not fucking watch my videos. I will kill you.
Yeah, and I love CGP Grey as a creator. I like have watched their videos for like years and years.
I've never heard of him.
And finding out that like it like hurt me a little bit, like it hurt my little parasocial heart. But I'm also, it's like respect it,
yeah. I heard like Tom Nichols doesn't like it, or not. Is it Tom Nichols? Who's the guy? The British guy?
Tom Scott.
British science guy or
British science guy?
British
not the
science
USA.
guy is Tom Scott.
Oh, okay. Tom Nichols is dope.
Yeah. He's like the
I've talked to him
leftist
about,
like video essay
yeah.
Damn. Tom Scott. Have I watched his videos? Oh shit, I'm scared now. I don't think so. I need to make a list. I do think there should be like a general list of all these people who don't like it.
Tom Nichols? Who's the guy? I heard like Tom Nichols.
My little parasocial heart. And finding out that like as a creator, I like have watched their videos for like years and years, and finding out that like it like hurt me a little bit, like it hurt my little parasocial heart. But I'm also, it's like respect it,
yeah. I heard like Tom Nichols doesn't like it, or not. Is it Tom Nichols? Who's the guy? The British guy?
Tom Scott.
British science guy or
British science guy?
British
not the
science guy
USA.
is Tom Scott.
Oh, okay. Tom Nichols is dope.
Yeah. He's like the
I've talked to him
leftist
about,
like video essay guy.
Yeah. No, he's great. I've talked to him about the stuff as well, but that's why his name was in my mind.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about Tom Scott.
Yeah, I love Tom Scott. I get it.
He's done like a whole, it's ironic because like he's done a whole IP video that I reacted to on stream.
Oh,
and people were like, oh, he's not gonna like this, but it was like,
oh yeah,
like, I never uploaded it, but it was definitely transformative. Like
right.
It was a spirited discussion.
Yeah. Look, ultimately with stuff like this, the answer is vibes based. If you as a creator are made uncomfortable by it, I don't need you. They shouldn't have to present some kind of like elaborate case.
Right.
It's just okay then. I don't know why or why not.
Yeah.
Fine. Even if cut out of nowhere, all of a sudden I'd go like, "This is boutique content. You're ruining it."
Yeah.
Fine, but that's not the burden of
Boutique.
a creator that does think they're doing something transformative. That's valid. So
yeah,
until somebody calls it out, projecting on behalf of the audience is so annoying to me. Just being like, I feel like the creator would feel this way.
Half the time,
Right. Yeah.
half the
Like,
time
do you
is
know
dudes
them?
that nobody.
Do you watch them? Even why do you care? Have they said this specifically and you heard them? Just send me a clip. Like,
He's reacting to this chirping.
Yeah.
Which is like, don't worry, man. I'm not watching your stuff. I promise. Like, yeah, but
he'll be watching my truck simulator video in no time.
Yeah,
making
it's just
fun
like,
of me.
It's just, you know, but I mean, there is truth to it where it's like it is annoying. You know what I mean? I don't feel that way, but I know others do not feel the same way. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want with my videos. I don't give a shit.
Right. And then like, I think it just comes down to the creator and what they want. And obviously like there is fair use. So it's like if you're like making a video critical of someone and you have to use their video's source material, you know, you may have a disagreement with that creator, but that's a different concept. Usually this is in the context of like entertainment, but like commentary, like almost like a commentary track on top of some existing video.
The way I see it is like the product that I want people to see at the end of the day on YouTube in a VOD format, like a video on demand format, is no different than a commentary video that you would make. Right? Like that's, and I make enough commentary.
and it is like pretty much indistinguishable, you know? Very similar. Ethan, Big is Not Green, they all do this like Twitch to YouTube commentary video.
On a video that you absolutely could do that.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm always like, listen, these guys, like you gotta edit it a little bit more. Come on.
Right.
Like you're just straight up trying to be first to market. And then you take their thumbnails of the people that like I'm reacting to, and it's the same exact
like you
title.
take them out and put another face in.
And it's just like you just did the Mr. Beast app, but with my fucking
the
face.
Chrome extension,
I think in most cases, I know that it's valid because with a lot of creators, I may have watched the video they're reacting to and then I will watch the react.
Yeah.
Because it is very different thing.
Oh, as a consumer, I am like brain broken in the way of, I think I've talked about this before, where I love watching a movie and then watching a ton of like videos about the movie, or watching a video and watching a ton of
100%. Yeah, you go on like a deep dive, a rabbit hole. That's great.
Begrudgingly watch movies so I can be an elitist about whatever the reviews say.
Or I get recommended like people, like I'll watch a video myself and then like you or like somebody else will react to it and I'll be like, I could watch it again. I don't know. It's like at the end of the day, I'm like, it's like I'm listening while I'm like, you know, on a run or something like that. So
people see it as like a 1-to-1 where they say that it's like you're completely working to like push the other original form of content off market. And I think that in certain instances it can be like that, especially if your input is just like, oh wow, that's crazy, or not anything at all. But if you're like genuinely providing commentary,
oh wow, that's crazy. That's like my nightmare. I really hope my commentary isn't like that. I don't know, my attention span is like kind of fucked. So I'm sure there is times that it is like that, but I swear I'm trying.
Like, or I guess in my case, duking it out with chatters who have a very different opinion on the subject matter that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason why I'm late today is literally because I was watching this lady get arrested by the cops for like doing a prank phone call. And that part of the reason why I got late is because, well, one, my haircut took longer than I expected, but I was meaning to like do coverage on it,
right.
And heated arguments ensued because people were like defending the cops, and I was like, you're fucking stupid,
right?
You know, and
Dude,
and
so
that's how you arrive at the Pausanabi memes, where the runtime is like 3 times the original video's runtime.
Pick a fucking lane.
He spent 3 or 4 hours the other day molding on the Johnny Harris video about Joe Rogan. Classic Hasan move.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like either I'm pausing too much or we're not pausing enough.
Well, most of the people don't watch. They just see the memes and they run with it. So they'll like come into the chat and be like, where's the chair reacts? Why haven't we gotten the chair reacts yet? I'm like, do you not understand what you're saying? Like, you came in here, you didn't get the expectation. So now you're just like, instead of reconfiguring your perspective on like maybe you were duped into believing something, you're just like, no, I want to see that. But anyway, let's not talk about fucking React. Sorry, this is boring.
Oh no, yeah. What
else we want? I've actually got a few debate topics I'd love to get into.
Let's do it.
Change my mind. No.
DeSantis is cute. He's cool.
Don't agree with that.
No Riz.
I do think genuinely, I think the only chance DeSantis has at having any kind of cultural impact, not winning, but some kind of cultural impact, would be to become really ooh-woo and just become like a little sweetie. Do you remember? I did everything right and they indicted me.
Ooh, DeSantis is... That's so cursed. I don't even want to picture that. There was that clip that it was edited, but of him being like, pancakes. Or something like that. Wait, what was it? Yummy. Yummy. Some shit like that. And I hated it. I hated it very much.
Me.
Yeah.
Worked for Trump because he said it in such a cute little voice.
Yeah, I mean, because he is ooh. Trump is very kawaii.
He's
in many
too
respects.
ahead. He has to pivot now. DeSantis just being like, I'm sorry, Disney. Oh, Disney, I'm so sorry.
He did kind of do that. He was like on CNBC. He was like, come on, just drop the court case. I'm done. You know, let bygones be bygones. I was like, dude, you're so cringe.
But if he'd gone, I'm EP. I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm EP.
Come on.
I'm EP. God, I would vomit. I would hate everything.
You changed your mind, maybe.
This is I feel like you're giving too much free advice.
Oh yeah, out of the campaign.
Yeah, cut that out.
No free feet, no free advice for the Republican campaign.
Oh God, Ron DeSantis wins.
No, it could all be traced back to this moment.
And I don't
He's
get
just
any
deporting
money.
you first.
Yeah, dude, we've already been through that. yeah, you created your own worst enemy, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't make me leave beforehand.
Yeah, it was very good advice, but now you're gone.
Now I'm not cute anymore.
Yeah, he's got some great ideas. Do you guys talk about politics on this podcast?
Stop it. I really don't want a cute DeSantis. No DeSantis.
Interesting.
Yeah, we dabble. I feel like
I have a no politics rule on mine. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, really?
We try not to talk about any politics on my podcast.
I think that's smart considering how much other content there is of you doing politics.
Yeah.
I think if there's nothing of value to say as far as what we specifically would think, you know, I think advocating for things we agree with, we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Or if there's something that we see like that's a public take that we just watched the cop slide incident, for example, because it's very funny.
Yeah.
But then like, if somebody were to reply being like, we're trivializing the police, it's actually epic.
We're trivializing police brutality.
Yeah. That's
police are no.
I mean,
not
we made
police
a stop.
doing brutal things.
Yeah. Brutality
Violence against police.
Yeah, by slides. It's underreported.
Yeah, like not police fatalities, but when like Scorpion does a fatality on a police officer, yeah. But
No,
we made a stop resisting joke on that. And I saw like one person be like, little soon, don't you think? Soon to what?
Soon to what?
I mean, today I would imagine somewhere.
Also,
probably.
the slide is okay too.
Yeah.
In America, the too soon does not work for mass shootings and police brutality.
Yeah.
Because it's happening.
It's literally never too soon because we're so desensitized. It's what? Every day, every other day, you know?
Happening every day, 3 times a fucking day.
Too soon, I just did that.
Yeah.
There are weird things people say to almost like diffuse the ability to have a conversation about it or prevent the ability to have a conversation about it, which is, too soon. You can't talk about that. I don't know.
Yeah, then you can never talk about it because it's never going to stop.
I think having a no politics rule makes sense, especially for you, because it's just hours of the day.
Yeah.
Like, literally minutes alive.
Because I need to make it different. Like, I already do Leftovers with Ethan. That's political.
Yeah.
And, like, I see people complain that it's like, oh, I already heard Hasan's take on this. And it's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm a human. Like, there's only so many stories I could cover, and I'm doing it for 10 hours every day. So that's why I was like, I wanted to differentiate it. So we just do drama instead, internal drama.
You could block him.
Right? Oh yeah,
guys. Right?
Yeah, and for now, because Elon's getting rid of blocking on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
What's the consensus? Is that's actually not viable because of the App Store? I couldn't tell.
Oh
yeah, I don't think you can do that.
Yeah. App Store terms of service makes it impossible
for Android. Yeah.
Specifically for Android.
Well, at least that's what
Apple App Store too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because but then Linda Yaccarino, the new CEO of X, who we hear from like once a month,
girl boss,
was like, actually, we're gonna make a new, better like replacement for blocking. And I don't fully understand what that could possibly be.
They say they're going to beef up the mute functionality to basically be the block functionality.
Oh.
I think at this point it's like they're all just like dancing around Elon Musk's whims, because on a whim like everyone's blocking advertisers, everyone's blocking all my blue check mark fanboys. Right. So how do I solve this? Okay, I'm deleting the block functionality.
Yeah.
He doesn't even think about it. He fucking tweets it out.
Also, everyone is blocking Elon himself. I think that's probably a big part of it.
Or X's it out, whatever
I
don't call it.
Yeah. True Socials it out. On Twitter.
So he truths it out, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you can't do that, dumbass! Like it's a violation of the terms of service. You're gonna get deleted off the app store." Like,
and then he's just like, "I was kidding, dude."
And then instead of doing that, they're like, "Oh, we meant something different." And then everybody that does deserve to be blocked will go, "Brilliant move, sir. Thank you
quite the gesture.
Checkmate."
Brilliant gambit, sir.
Is it masterful gambit, sir, or whatever? Like he slams his dick into a car door. Masterful gambit.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait. That just reminded me of the Mark Zuckerberg fight too, where he it's like never gonna happen, and he keeps making it seem like Mark is running away from him.
Yeah, that's never happening.
It's so funny that he's saying that, and I don't think even his fucking fanboys believe it.
Yeah. No. Whereas Mark is like, I'm doing this for real, dude.
Yeah.
I am the BJJ man.
That's fun.
Like,
I don't have any
all
hobbies.
you do is post another shirtless photo, and it's over. You know what I mean? Elon Musk shirtless looks horrific.
Yeah.
Like literally, like a photo of, was it Vulcan Stylebender who's just standing next to it in that fucking photo, and he looks incredible. Like he looks so good. And then everyone was replying, "There's a reason weight classes exist." Yeah, he would actually be able to run at him. I don't exactly know what.
I don't know.
No, I don't. I mean, most people have never done any like any kind of martial arts or anything, so they're just like talking out of their ass. I think. Like the amount of cardio necessary for combat sports is insane.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even transferable to like other sports.
Yeah.
Because it's not just cardio, it's technique, and also a tremendous amount of usage of muscle in a very particular way.
Right.
And you get gassed out. That's why like rounds don't go like. That's why rounds are not the same in mixed martial arts or in boxing.
Yeah.
As any other sport.
Yeah, it almost doesn't make sense when you're like watching it, or like if you watch boxing and people are like, why does it look like they're moving in slow motion? And it's like, you're so gassed. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I look like that compared to the bottom.
Know.
Yeah, dude, freaking.
You're a boxer.
Yeah, dude, I gotta fix we talked about this already, but I gotta fix my my nose. I can't breathe through my nose.
Oh, damn.
And it was a big problem for training because my coach was like,
"Oh, I thought
yeah, you do kind of need to breathe to train. That's true."
After the fight or something.
No, I just threw out my life.
I was kind of hoping that would actually fix it.
I was hoping,
like
I was like, fingers crossed. I had a asthma attack where I like couldn't breathe, and so I didn't actually take any damage during the fight, which is good. But But I do need to get a surgery. I just found out I have sleep apnea, so that's pretty sick.
Confirmed?
Yeah.
Thumbs up?
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's you need a CPAP machine?
Maybe. I think I have an appointment next week with the actual doctor.
The sleep doctor?
Yeah, the options are like a throat surgery or like a jaw surgery, maybe fixing my deviated septum, maybe CPAP machine. There's like a few different extreme options that I'm gonna try to navigate. It's like mild and obstructive, so I think that has to do with like my position, and then it just like stops my ability to breathe. So, actually, okay. So last episode we talked about this guy that we saw when we were at an Airbnb in VidCon. Like we turned on the TV, we were logged into somebody else's YouTube account, and recommended to us was this man trying on a Power Rangers cosplay that it had taken him 5 years to receive because of, I guess, backups during the pandemic and stuff. So he was like, I ordered this in 2017. It just arrived. I had no idea it was like I was even going to get it. And then he's really excited and he
2017? What?
Tries it on, and slowly the like realization hits that like he can't really see through the mask. He can't really breathe through it.
Sad.
It's kind of sad,
but he is so sweet and like,
yeah, he's like keeping the energy up. He's like, no, but it looks incredible. It's just like, I can't, he's like,
he's a picture perfect Red Ranger. Like he looks
can't
really cool.
See. And we only described this in the video, didn't show any of the visuals. And then on the bonus, we watched it,
but also cut out the visuals because I didn't want anybody weird to like go to the guy. And it was just fun to have our guests like react to it. And the guy fucking found the episode. He was like, hey, thanks for talking about it, guys. Maybe. He was such a sweetie about it. So since he's outed himself, I want to shout out the world of Ha. He's the man. He is the Red Ranger. Respect.
Do you have to, I feel like you, maybe not even really requesting it, you've got a very impressionable audience just through the size and influence that you have. Not like your demographics super impressionable as people, but you just have a large audience.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what happens, like there's always going to be some people there. Yeah.
Do you feel weird about, like, the Sad Boys demographic has never really been, they haven't harassed anyone. Like, we've not had experience of that. But I just, that thing was, no.
Get your money up.
Yeah.
That you know of.
My fear is always
get your licks in.
It's not.
You gotta go harass someone first.
Yeah, that a Tyler the Creator concert. I don't know. Like,
I like people finding. There's like a handful of creators with like 900 followers or something that I love. I think they're so with super niche interests and like weird hobbies, but it's not laughing at. It is absolutely laughing, and like they're so passionate and joyful and really cute.
Right, you're laughing with them, but it would be hard to communicate that to an audience.
I think if I sent 100 people, 60 would be mean in a way they don't even know they're doing it.
Yeah, I usually don't do that for that reason. I like, there are definitely people where I have a don't tap the glass policy where I tell them, like, listen, you can look at something, you just can't try to interact with it. Please
don't ruin it.
And no matter how much I stress that, people still end up going there. Like when we were watching MasterChef back in the day, like there was some real freaks. Like they would get like there was this dude named Cutter, and he was like this right-wing guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like some of the haters of mine who are like obsessively watching would go there and be like, this guy's talking shit about you. Like they would write it in his like Instagram post. Like, go check out this guy's like profile. He's talking shit about you. You should like sue him.
No, Chappie normal. Please.
It's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah. That sucks.
Do not tap the glass.
That's why I have to be extra careful too.
Yeah.
Like I don't just have like fans who will react in a certain way. I have people who will even portray themselves as fans to go in there and like do some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably got them as well. For a little while after finishing Black White, we were getting Rose, the daughter. We would get Rose's Instagram sent, like, and she has this podcast. I don't
and it's like we don't want to
that.
Yeah.
Also, the show is
Yikes. Yeah. Stalking the participant of a sitcom that they're watching now, but was filmed in what, like 2003 or something? Don't be a stalker, dude. Be normal.
500 years old. And
Yeah,
you're sending me like an Instagram.
there are too many people who are like, it's the best. We still haven't watched the last episode. It's because we were gonna wait till Jordan was back in the States.
Black White is so good. Oh my god, I forgot they didn't finish the last one.
To do it, so I've got it on DVD on the bookshelf. So.
I love that. I showed it to JPEG Mafia.
Oh yeah, really?
I loved it so much. Like I watched it. It was like a big meme. And you guys know like all the details,
Big
right?
memes.
Oh yeah.
You know that like the makeup artist got an Emmy for the blackface.
Yeah,
and rightly so.
And then also went on to work for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
There's also the
Falcon's actually white.
Do you know about
they use the makeup?
Do you know about the Oprah episode that's been scrubbed from history?
Oh wait, is it the N-word one?
No, it's called we had to look this up before. I can't remember the title of the episode. It was a stupid pun about changing race. Oh, changing races is the name of the article.
Oh, I think I might have seen.
Yeah, it's like there's an archived article from Oprah's website of an episode that Oprah's people were like, this has to go away. But she had on the cast of Black White, and there's a
Oh my god, what? Wait,
GIF
what?
that is still archived where they did a what will your race look like in different like you put Oprah's face in it, and then it's Oprah like flipping through a bunch of different races. Yeah, it's wild.
That's awesome.
I always love that interpretation of you defeat racism by doing the funniest possible version of racism. The fucking of you defeat racism.
This is so bizarre.
By doing the funniest.
What? This is very cursed. Incredibly cursed. The fuck?
Possible version of racism. The fucking, I mean, black white also. We talked about it, I think, when we reacted to it. Whiteface technology is so underdeveloped.
Yeah,
blackface technology has been cooking since the 20s.
It's like, yeah, Dave Chappelle, like it hasn't changed since the Chappelle show.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, it like everyone looks like
whiteface
they put powder on.
Yeah,
like a lot of powder on their faces.
Which ties into me getting canceled on Twitter.
Yes,
that's right.
I texted him. I woke up at 4 a.m. because I had to take Kaya out to pee.
Wait, I didn't know he got canceled. What did you do, Jarvis?
And of course, because I'm brain broken, I immediately went on Twitter and I'm getting all these notifications. And I looked at one of them, I clicked on it, and my response to you had like 12,000 likes. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I was right.
Well, you know what's funny is like, so I deleted it because of
you did?
Just because it had reached a point where I wasn't gaining anything from it. This happened to one of our This happened to one of our Jordan Peterson shorts where we were very clearly making fun of Jordan Peterson, and then it only got recommended to Jordan Peterson fans, and so we saw no like upside from it, no subscriptions, no listens, just a bunch of like hate interactions. And so
did we delete them on all platforms or just the TikTok?
Honestly, I think just YouTube Shorts, because that was the most that was the white supremacy accelerator or whatever. And no, so the tweet like had a good ratio. You know what I mean?
Pull it up right on.
No, I don't want to do that.
It was when I woke up to see it at 4 a.m. It had 77,000 likes.
Yeah, it had like 80 some odd thousand likes.
My response to it was when it was at like 1,000 likes. I replied and said, "This tweet 100% is going to leave the intended audience."
And I knew that, but I was surprised by how like uncharitable people are about, like, I just hit the side of the internet, and I want to sort of say that it's valid to have this opinion, but like some black people view any depiction of blackface as like irredeemable regardless of context. And I was tweeting a joke about, so for context, there was a tweet yesterday about, and this is the other thing, is like, this is gonna now like,
where is this going?
Like live on without the context of this moment, which is whatever. But there was this Judy Garland tweet where someone discovered that Judy Garland, when she was 17 years old, was in this movie where she was in blackface and doing like the sort of racist caricature
and being horrifically abused throughout the process,
right?
Which I think led to her death, right?
I don't know
100%. Actually, I do know.
Yeah.
A lot of amphetamine abuse, a lot of drug abuse was happening.
For sure, that was even happening during Wizard of Oz.
She was given like 3 packs of cigarettes a day as part of her diet.
And doing all this stuff.
Yeah, she's a child star, and the only time that was even worse to be a child star than now.
Yeah, and so someone was tweeting like this cancellation tweet for Judy Garland, where they're like, essentially they're like, this is thanks to Gen Z for showing me this.
Yikes, honey, not a good look.
Yeah,
and it was like it was like her doing blackface as like I think 13. At the age of 13.
I think,
and not writing and directing the production.
I put that in the same category as like the person who was like thinking that Little Tay was assassinated or something, and then was like, I just found out that Little Tay might be murdered, and then I found out she said the N-word, so now I don't care anymore. And I was like, what do you mean? She was 9.
So right,
it's take poisoning. Like I have to say something, and so I guess I have to hate it.
And people will turn around and be like, oh yeah, so it's okay to say the N-word at 9? It's like, no, she's 9, which means someone was making her say it. Get mad at the right person, not the 9-year-old, you fucking freak.
I mean, shit, man. Kinda. Like more than as an adult.
It's like so mind-boggling that we have this like incredibly like black or white, for lack of a better word.
Binary,
approach,
let's say.
This binary approach to like a racist act has occurred. Let's not investigate it further to understand, like, if the perpetrator was fucking 9. Like, why are there any laws around additional protections for minors if we are not operating under the assumption that they don't know what the fuck they're doing?
Right.
Like, it's the parents that are at fault.
Right.
It's like if the
kids are fucking stupid. Of course, you know? Kids do stuff, dumb shit all the time.
if a child was working at like an unethical role, and like they're working on a battery farm, it's like, wow, yikes. 2-year-old child that they put in the
It's really fucked up.
So
at the racism factory, which Judy Garland was working at.
Yeah.
Founded age 1.
Yeah. So I sort of tweeted a parody of this tweet, basically with the same structure, of Ken Jeong from Community, who
a show you didn't make.
A show
we should mention.
A show that I
you didn't make Community.
What? Yeah, one of my greatest regrets, actually.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Dan Harmon called me up when I was 14 years old, and he said,
I don't think
"Do
that's
you
gonna
wanna
work."
Yeah. I was like, I just don't think anyone cares
He
about
called you up
community college.
for that episode only.
Yeah,
and you were like, "I'm 14 and I love
and I'm in,
blackface."
and I'm sign me up." So in the episode Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, it's one of the greatest episodes of Community, but one of the elements of it is Ken Jeong's character comes in what's the word?
Drow, yeah.
Well, yeah, is that how you say it? It's like Drow.
It's like a night elf. So
yeah, so he's a night elf, and he says that he's a night elf.
Yeah.
But his skin is painted like pitch black with white hair, which is like, if you look at fan art or if you look at like artist depictions of this character, it's like that's what it is.
Yeah, in some canons they are just pitch black.
Yeah, and so the show is having him do this, and then there's a side joke about, you know, Shirley's character says, "Are we just going to ignore that hate crime?" And then he immediately like gets killed and leaves.
The joke is how not okay what he's doing is.
And so to me, I was saying, also the fact that they, you know, the show is criticizing blackface criticizing the use of, it was saying blackface is bad.
Yeah.
And
a brave take.
Yeah. And so
brave.
And so the fact that episode got taken off of streaming services, I was a little bit, you know, critiquing that as also a surface level take of this thing. And that was the joke, to take a surface level thing. Obviously, jokes are not allowed on Twitter. Comedy is not legal now.
You used this like weird parody, you said it was?
Yeah, parody.
That's when it's real and you mean it?
But okay, listen.
Right.
So,
and you want it to happen to everyone else.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So what I will say though is that there are some people who believe that like there is no way to use blackface in a way that can even criticizing blackface's use in media by using blackface is bad. Like, some people believe this, and I don't want to debate the merits of that, but I found myself sort of there was a small quote tweet. It didn't have a lot of likes, but it was like enough people where, I'm sure you get this all the time and you're numb to it, where people were just like, "Oh yeah, the white half really jumped out on this one."
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Jesus Christ. Bill.
Glad I finally or never watched this show, or he doesn't have any black friends. So I stopped watching his videos, and I was like, this is so, I like looked at people's profiles and I was like, these are teenagers.
Yeah, no.
They're
when
like
you see,
so
like,
young.
Yeah, when you see like a it's not an anime, I don't know what it is. It's like a different kind of
Yeah.
art. Like, when you see that, immediately I'm like, this is either like a racist pedophile,
right?
Or well, usually it'll be like a person of color, like, is a character. So then I immediately know, oh, this is like a kid. Like, this is like a 14-year-old, Zoomer, 14-year-old teenager who's like really invested in like whatever the show is.
Right. Yeah,
they're watching.
The anime PFP. Yep.
So that type of thing is so interesting to me because it's almost like they don't have object permanence. Like, if they haven't seen me, they've probably only seen me hang out with content creators and other people who have an audience, and not like, you know, actual like, and I do collaborate with black creators. We've had like, it's just like a not true thing, right?
Sure. But it's so much less fun to chirp about.
But it's so much less fun. Yeah. And so, but it kind of hits on these things of like, the sort of, you know, we did an episode many years ago about like, are you black enough? Where it's like, there's so much of like wanting to take someone's blackness away, where I like did not, it's like I found out I had a white father from a DNA test, you know, when I was 28 or something. Like I didn't know white people growing up. And so for someone to like project this a experience on me that I didn't go through and so confidently like spout it out it's such an internet thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just don't want any part of this. I'm no longer gaining anything from this.
I got a lot of flack for even responding.
Really?
Which I didn't even say anything like positive about. Like, I just said it's definitely going to go out of the target audience.
Yeah.
Like it's leaving the intended audience immediately.
Yeah.
And people were like, of course Hasan is in here advocating for white supremacy.
Right.
And I was like, hell yeah.
I know.
That's my shit. I love that.
So odd.
Thank you. So Nick came on. We do tea time with Nick, and he just shows me TikTok tea because he's a TikTok tea guy. Everybody knows this. He's never done anything before that, and he's never done anything after.
Nope.
He's a TikTok tea guy.
He's a cyberbully.
Yeah.
Anybody you don't like is actually his best friend.
Yeah. So he came on the stream and he showed me these girls. They were trying to be J-pop idols. Biddy-chan was the number one.
I think I've seen
Classic Hasan getting people canceled.
this.
The number one lady.
He's like kids.
They're not kids. They're like young adults. They're
Right,
like in their 20s, but they're still young, and they want to be J-pop idols. And it's like cute, but it's also very cringe at the same time. But a big part of what I talk about always is like how insane and unhinged people get on TikTok and on Twitter, and like immediately dox people, which these people had been doxed.
No.
Right? So like on the
on.
one hand, we were just like joking and making jokes about how cringe they were, but also on the other hand, we were like, how insane. Like, please do not, like, I can't believe people dox these people. It's crazy. So what ended up happening is, you know, I ended the stream, and then the next day I found out that like people were canceling me and Nick, saying that we were responsible for the demise of this J-pop idol group. And I thought it was very strange, especially because these tweets were getting like hundreds of thousands of likes. Like, you know, people were like, fuck these, you know, guys, like these people are just like having fun. Oh, you think everything is cultural appropriation? I never even said that. You know what I mean? And that's when I realized, like, I mean, I've known this already, but a good defense mechanism for when you get like hate online, a good way to realize that it's not.
Wait, I remember that. He didn't say that they were culturally appropriating, I don't think, verbatim, but he did say, wait, they're white? Some shit like that.
Not real, and it doesn't really translate to anything in the real world, is can you describe it to like a bus driver? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Can you describe it? Like, can I describe this to my brother who is, you know, a dude who builds satellites?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Anybody that's brain is not like radiated.
Yeah. Like he's just like, he has a private Instagram account with like 30 followers.
Right.
Can I describe the situation in like under a minute?
Yeah.
To him?
Yeah.
You know? No. If the answer is fuck no, then it's like insanely idiotic and it's just gonna go away. It's not a real thing. It feels so real in that moment where you're like, these people hate me.
Yeah.
And then you realize like, oh no, they're like genuinely mentally ill people out there, and you can't really tell because they're online and they have an anonymous account, and other genuinely mentally ill people are clicking like. It's that easy. It doesn't take any effort or time.
Yeah.
So you can't think too much about it.
They think so passively that they also retain really passively. So if you ask in a month, like, do you remember that Hasan and Nick stuff? They'll just go like, oh, they killed someone?
Yeah.
Something happened, I don't remember, but I do care.
No, one of my friends had one of these things happen where they got caught up in some super viral tweet thing where everyone was saying that they were racist. Mm-hmm. And the leader of this stan group that caused this, a year later, DM'd them and was like, hey, I'm sorry for all that trouble I caused. I actually have become a really big fan. And he was like, you ruined my my mental health was in shambles, because he was pretty young at the time.
Yeah.
And it was like his first entanglement with that sort of situation. And it made me feel like he obviously felt really shitty about it, but I felt shitty too because I remember talking to him through that.
Yeah,
and
he's talked about it now in retrospect, and like he's compartmentalized it kind of now because he's older and seen more of it.
Yeah,
but like, I think if you're socialized on Discord, you just don't understand the stakes of like humanity. You don't understand what it's like to say something not with hyperbole, to just be like a human being.
Yeah,
and so when somebody seems
having basic empathy.
upset, I don't know why it took a year for this person to just be like, oh wait, sorry, that was fucked.
That's actually kind of cool that person literally tried to make amends in a weird way.
Yeah, they bought
never
merch.
happens.
Yeah,
that usually never happens.
Yeah, it was wild.
Can I be kind of fucking cynical about that?
Oh,
they're no longer getting attention from that. They are gonna. I mean, they're literally. I mean, we don't know their name, but we are talking about them now on a podcast as like. It's like when fucking Rush Limbaugh was like doing his redemption tour or whatever, and it's like
he was.
No, not Rush Limbaugh. The Glenn Beck.
Oh,
when
Glenn
Beck
Beck
did his lot, and all the like. It was like, wow, he's a lib now. He's like connecting with all. It's because he doesn't get anything else. So now I'll just like. That's me being very cynical.
Attention certainly is a big factor in it because people want to feel. We're hyper alienated. We're hyper isolated. The society is super atomized, and you want to feel a sense of belonging. And when you engage in this kind of behavior where you're like, yeah, fuck that guy. I hate that guy. You're so right. And you click like on it, or you try to fire off your own viral quote retweet.
Yeah.
Like there's a shared purpose there, and you get some semblance of like social cohesion,
right?
And it's something that we desperately seek out. It's like we're so
like a sense of community,
social animals, right? So it's really unfortunate, but I just kind of look at it now because I've been quote unquote canceled. Fucking bullshit. It's not real. So many times, a lot more than all of your favorite content creators out there that you think have been canceled way more times. I promise you.
You did everything right and they canceled you.
What? I did everything right and they canceled me. It doesn't mean anything at the end of the day.
The best example of this that I can recently think of is the song "Planet of the Bass," which did you see? They performed the song at the Jonas Brothers concert and everyone was confused. The moment this like hyper online thing was now in a real place with real people, you're forced to
and it's
look.
The perfect demographic. Like
the
Jonas Brothers concert is literally like 30-year-olds that love the Jonas Brothers from when they were popping. Like
and hey, they also continue to pop. Like they've been having since the return together. They've popped.
Damn,
they had a few
are you a Jonas
records.
head?
No. But they went. They had. I was
defending it quite
no.
vociferously.
Listen, hold on. All right.
Oh my god, no. What? How are they still around?
Let's get into it.
Jones is a scholar of this era.
The year is, I don't know, 2000, mid 2000s. I'm listening to Radio Disney. I've got Good Night and Goodbye blasting on my iPad.
Chris Kyle's alive.
My iPod.
It's a great time.
But what was that song that they had? It was like a top 10. The Sucker. Wasn't that top 10 on Billboard?
It's not my era.
Oh.
In America.
Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't in America.
No.
This is a recent song.
This is what I'm talking. It's like very recent. Like the Jonas Brothers like got back together and then they've had like top 10 hits.
Oh,
like
is it the one with like ooh ooh? There's those little like
What?
But anyway, the whole point is, when was this? What year was Sucker?
Oh, this one.
2019. Yeah.
Damn.
No. So they like came back. Yeah, and they
number one on Hot 100.
And they had some big number one on the Hot 100. Like, okay, so I'm just saying they've had modern hits.
Have you seen to jump on what you were saying before, the clip of Ninja flossing in like 2020? It's like this was huge and no one has any idea what he's doing. Everyone like the ball's going down, they're like that. Okay, man, shit.
Yeah, it's like it's on the internet, like really niche communities can have massive followings. And that truly warps our sense of like how actually popular they are in mainstream. Right. An example I used when I was talking about this exact same thing the other day was the one that you just talked about, the Jonas Brothers concert, where like when something that is like hyper specific but like really popular, seemingly online on Twitter or elsewhere, in the real world could be totally just like confusing to the average person because they're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, another example is like XQC is super popular online and super popular on Twitch, one of the most popular Twitch streamers. But like, if we're walking down the street, the likelihood that someone is going to recognize me over him is infinitely higher because of the nature of the content that I create and like the accessibility of it in comparison to what he does.
Yeah.
I obviously it's like different demographics as well too, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is, you know, once you start getting death threats regularly, you're not gonna worry about it anymore.
Right. Yeah, I think I muted a lot of words like right when I first got in the game, and I haven't seen a lot of like hate crimey stuff, but I think it's because I muted those words because I did used to get it a fair amount.
I hope Elon destroys the mute button next.
Yeah,
the muted words.
Yeah, filter tools are your friend. Even if you aren't a creator, you're just a user. Muting certain topics, hashtags, users, an immensely helpful tool.
He's like,
gets rid of muted words.
You have to see the bum fights.
Everything, dude.
These videos go hard.
My whole Twitter feed is like snuff films. Now. It's like
so crazy.
Hey, this like watch a guy die.
Yeah.
Like crazy clips or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, you have to see live leak shit.
Yeah.
His idea
Yep, all the time.
of running a social media platform is awesome.
He's the weirdest man, dude.
And then like, even if you were some kind of psycho that wanted to see those videos, the replies are, that's the worst thing is replies now. It's ruined.
Replies are bad.
I left more good replies to interesting tweets than the tweets themselves. And now my thumb starts cramping. I'm spinning past a bunch of people that called like the intellectual marble man or something.
It is the dumbest people, because like, who would have thought people who are stupid enough to pay $8 are not going to have the best takes to be boosted in your replies.
You win the internet today, good sir.
It's just it's so bad.
This one made me LMAO. Like,
I read this in your voice.
Yeah, going through that and ads in sponsored tweets in a reply thread, it's just like destroyed the app.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk about that app anymore because it makes me sad. I want to talk about One Piece, which is my new favorite thing.
Hell yeah.
Listen, brother, I've busted out some of my old shonen.
Bro, they are always talking about One Piece. I'm so fucking tired of the One Piece. I'm skipping it. I'm sorry.
Experience reading as a child where I would like reread things over and over again because I didn't know. Like you're an ADHD haver, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you get diagnosed?
An ADHD haver.
When did you get diagnosed?
The real victims of society. Nobody talks about our plight. We've been enough.
Everything we've been through.
Yeah. When did you like learn that you had it though?
When I came to America, 2009.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I found out like a couple years ago, and it like sort of made my whole life make sense. But what was that like for you?
Wait, how old? Oh, that's for college, right? Yeah. So you are an adult.
Yeah, I mean, I was 18. I don't know. I have a really weird approach to ADHD where I just feel like it's just a thing. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's weird. I think that's pretty.
Just another thing. Yeah.
Well, people get really touchy about it, where they're like, I feel like people, like ADHD Twitter at least, or ADHD havers are a little bit sensitive.
I mean, there's many different experiences of ADHD.
About the way it's portrayed. Like, it's I don't think it's as debilitating in general. I mean, depending on the severity, of course.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't think it's as debilitating as, like, you know, not being able to see, for example.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, you never want to play that comparison game, but
it's just like I've figured out ways to develop healthy habits,
right?
And like build a really regimented, very rigid work structure that I have to follow to a T, by the way.
Yeah.
It's incredible. His schedule is immaculate.
Or else like everything around me falls apart, certainly. But I figured out methods of dealing with it.
I think that bothers people. I think when people feel underrepresented about anything, they are more fervent about who their advocates are and like who their avatars are.
Yeah.
So if you don't do it right, like not a lot of podcasters of color. If we're black wrong, we're in deep shit. And like ADHD especially, I've got a lot of feedback. I've talked very publicly about like what my medication is and how it balances out and stuff like that. My meds help a lot, but I can actively, like my chosen quality of life, the things I do have control over, are a huge part of it, and people don't like that. They do not want to hear that. Instead, they want to kind of give the responsibility only to their medical care, which don't. And then other people will be like, no, it's only working harder and only having willpower and sleeping well or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's not that. I think it's a bit of both.
It can be a composite.
Yeah.
Like, that's same with everything.
Yeah.
You have to eat well to get stronger, but you also need to work out to get stronger.
Yeah, it's all a big balancing act. There's many aspects to health, including to mental health. Yeah, it's complex.
Yeah, the big one for me, I talk about this a lot, is like rejection sensitive dysphoria. Are you familiar with this?
What is that?
Okay. I want to describe this to you and see if it's like something that you've experienced. So I like throughout my life will sometimes feel like this intense feeling of rejection where like I'm being like maybe it's a moment of high stress and I want to like impress somebody and then my credit card declines and then I go, oh, they must think I'm really like dumb and bad and poor. Or on Twitch chat when like I'm fiddling with the audio settings and the audio doesn't work and then everybody's complaining at me and then I feel like everyone in tandem is
God. Oh, yeah. Panic. Instant panic, dude.
mad at me, and then it can like make my brain go into this like sulky like shut off mode, or like a really defensive like mode where I like want to but whatever it is, it's like this feeling of intense rejection. For some people it manifests in like really bad mood. For me, that's more it. For other people it can manifest as physical pain, but not everyone with ADHD has it. It's just like it's like a comorbidity or whatever. It's like just a thing that exists with it. But that was something where I got sent a paper about it from a doctor.
Yeah, I think that's also a symptom of other things as well.
And I was like, oh, this is like why I would be kind of quiet in high school when my friends would make fun of me past my threshold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, oh, okay, everyone really does hate me now. But yeah,
I just thought that was, I don't know, normal. I feel that way too, but I don't know.
I think it's a scope shift. It's a scope thing with mental health, where like people look into potentially having depression, and then they go like, no, but everyone's sad. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing, you know. And it's just more severe, I think.
Yeah.
Do you think that has an impact on streaming at all? I mean, you got a lot of chirping voices.
Yes and no.
It is incredible. Like, the fact that he manages to maintain any level of focus at all, a huge feat.
I feel like my ADHD probably helps a lot in many respects, because like I can move from subject to subject matter with ease without even, thinking about it at all. And ultimately I feel like that is probably good in a weird way for people to like constantly stay on and like constantly be like, what's he gonna do next? Like, what is he gonna cover next? Like, what are we gonna talk about next?
So having Subway Surfers playing at the bottom,
pretty much. Like it's just like I think there is definitely that element.
It does keep you on your toes. You never know
to it, but I've never like really explored the depths of that at all. Partially because I guess like I'm a bit of a boomer in that sense, where I feel like I don't want to hyper medicalize everything, like every facet of existence, because I think that it's not necessarily like dampening it or refusing to reckon with it or acknowledge it necessarily, but like I feel like working to overcome it without being super hard on yourself has been a healthy coping mechanism for me in living my life without thinking about it too much.
I do think that's really healthy. I think like not being hard on yourself is like a big key. And
yeah, being kind to yourself is so important, just in general.
Yeah.
It's just the way my shit is the worst stuff is just like I'm in the pocket when I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
The way I describe it is like I get a sense of euphoria and calmness from streaming, where no matter what is going on, no matter how chaotic my life is, when I press the start streaming button, everything just like everything around me stops and I'm laser focused. You know, I'm hyper.
It's incredible. I mean, I think it's because it is something he loves. It's something he's interested in. I've heard that from a lot of people with ADHD. It's easier to hyper focus on something that you are interested in. Makes sense.
Focused on like trying to entertain 30,000 people for 10 hours of the day. And that gives me one, a sense of purpose, but also it makes me very, even if I'm like having a tough time on stream or if I'm angry or whatever, it creates a quiet in the world around me. Same with like being on a podcast or speaking. But social settings, for example, unless I'm like goal oriented in some way, I have a really hard time staying on track. I have a really hard time staying on track. I have a really hard time paying attention. People like I do a lot of stuff that people consider rude, and I don't mean to be. And that is probably the worst aspect of it for me. Is like in social settings, everyone always is like, I'm already like an intimidating looking person, so I think I probably come across very rude and abrasive to a lot of people at first.
Or one of those like subtly, I don't think Hasan likes me. Like
that was my take. I think when we first met,
it's not like that at all. Like that's
but I think because we have mutual friends, I think I was able to like say like I kind of got this weird vibe, but then maybe that's just how they are, and then they were like, yeah, don't worry about it.
That's what everyone says. Everyone's always like, no, he's a sweetheart, but like at first you're gonna. That's what my friends.
That's just how he is.
My friends will always qualify my first interactions with everyone else. They'll be like, no, don't worry. He's not like this. He's just, he's actually a really nice guy. It will at first come across like he's rude.
No, but
which is not
He's just shy.
good.
I don't remember when we met, but I think I did have like a little faith in it just because how many friends can we share before I just kind of assume that it would be fine, right? I hate one friend that all my friends have. He's like weirdly mean or something.
But I really relate to the if I don't have a goal.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like in social situations I'm like scrambling to find the like the recipe, the program, the like flow chart of like of the social interaction if I don't already have it.
What's the
The dialogue tree.
utility of this?
Yeah, because my favorite thing to do is host, because then I always have something to be doing. You know what I mean? I can just bounce from person to person. Or if I bring my dog to something, I always have something to tend to where I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't weird. I'm just like making sure my dog is cool. I'm not like antisocial.
I think maybe it was like a Q&A or something. Somebody messaged me recently and they were, oh no, it was the fucking photo shoot we were at yesterday.
Oh yeah.
One of the questions on it was, we did like a little 23 questions wander around. And one of the questions they asked was like, why do you and Jarvis start the podcast? What's the context? And I'm like, I think we just wanted a reason to hang out.
Yeah, just an excuse to hang out.
And
that's real.
It was always after work when we were still working at Patreon. And there's a fatigue, especially now in retrospect, with the like scatteredness of unmedicated so-and-so. I would get home and I'd be so burned, be so fried. You'd come over, we'd sit down, mics on. It was, 7 years ago or something?
Yeah.
And it's just fine now for some reason. And I still can't really articulate why. It's like a mix of adrenaline and also, like you said, like streamlining everything around you.
I think we like being on camera. We like entertaining.
Especially like, I don't know about you, but like collaborating for me is a different experience than doing something solo. Like streaming, because there's like a feedback loop with chat and stuff, it kind of feels a little bit like collaborating. But when I'm doing my normal job, if I'm like scripting or something, I need like someone holding my hand. Like our producer Anastasia will just sit on Zoom with me
Yeah. Mari calls this body doubling, where like either there's someone with you IRL or you're just like watching a stream or something, just to like have someone being productive with you, it helps a lot of people.
not even say anything, but like while I'm like writing, you know, just so that I have somebody there, or like going to a coffee shop with somebody, or even going to a coffee shop in general.
Yeah, I think Jarvis would actually really like doing co-working streams, like taking breaks every 20 minutes to talk to chat and shit.
Was better for me, like when I used to live in San Francisco and I could just like walk down the street, because my brain that always wants to I have like FOMO brain where I'm like, oh, am I missing out on some sort of experience I should be having? If I'm at a coffee shop and everybody's working, I'm like, right, this is like a normal thing to do. Like this is the social proof is around me.
Do you get like an adrenaline drop right after you stop streaming? Or does it kind of carry? You just go to bed?
I think when I stop streaming, my brain is mush for like the first, especially when I first started streaming, like I would literally have like an hour refractory period where I was just like, do not, if you say something to me, it's going to bounce off my dome. I'm not going to hear it. Like nowadays, not so much, but again,
I feel like I still need like 5 hours to decompress from stream. That's why my schedule is still so fucked.
Aspect of my life is regimented. I'm done streaming. I am either going to take my dog to the park and then play basketball with friends, or I am going to eat dinner, walk my dog, and then watch anime for the rest of the night. You know what I mean? I have like a show that I'm going to watch.
Doing like something like that after you've accomplished the thing you're going to do. Oof.
So for me, it's like I don't have a single moment in the day that goes to waste.
That feels very much like a
That feels rushing. That would give me anxiety. I cannot do that. I simply am not capable.
Not it feels like a coping strategy, but it feels like a healthy thing to do for like, it feels like you found the healthy thing to do for the kind of brain that you have. That makes sense. Like
I wake up every day at the same time. I eat pretty much the same meals. I tweak it around a little bit, but like I will eat the same exact meal at the same exact time for 6 months to 8 months on end, without getting bored of it and loving it like it's the first time I'm having it. And then one day I'll be like, I'm disgusted by this food now. I can't eat this. And then I switch it, and then for another 6 months I eat the same thing. And
Wait, I do that. I do that a lot. I thought it was the tism.
Obviously I let loose every now and then, you know, I have dinners and whatnot. But overall, like literally every single day, my training, my reading, and also the podcast I'm listening to like try to keep up to date with what's going on, my research time, it's always the same every single day. For a lot of people, when they hear that, they go, that's insane. How the fuck do you live like that? That sounds awful. I love it. Because I've lived on this planet when I didn't do that, and I did not like existing like that. It was way too chaotic. This is also chaotic, but I thrive in this chaos because it's like organized in a way that I want it to be.
Each stage of the
Controlled chaos. Yeah. For sure. I get that. I think a lot of people feel that way, you know, just like needing to have a sense of control, at least a little bit.
The chaos ends. I like that. Like my GCal is obsessive. I just like having things adjacent, not having that little space where I'm like, is this when I shower? What do I do? It's like, no, I shower at this time. And that way I know that I've missed it, or I will at least at some point do it. I mean, that's one of the reasons I like doing the podcast so much versus like BB, who's currently wrangling the dogs.
They've quieted down. They probably petered out.
She's been helping me out with a bunch of production stuff, and I've been putting off recording an ad for 2 weeks. It was due like the following day.
Oh yeah, I hate that. Is the worst part about it.
But recording with her on the phone, done, easy, immediately. And my video still isn't finished.
That's really interesting because it's like I'm gonna think about that. I might take advantage of that and like try to get help in that regard, because there are a lot of things that I just like all.
He really needs an assistant. Like, I'm surprised he doesn't have one already. There's like Marsh for the podcast, but the rest of the time he's just winging it 100%.
Always put off. And I will never do it. I will never ever, like, like parking tickets. It sounds so basic, and it's just like it's literally going to take 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I just will not do it. And it just piles up for a year.
Yeah, I mean, I remember putting off like when my insurance changed, like this is years ago, I was at Patreon. I remember putting off a doctor's appointment for like 6 months that I really needed to like go check out. And then when I finally did it, the call took 90 seconds.
Oh yeah.
And that like juxtaposition felt insane to me, but like it was so hard for my brain to get over that hump.
I am still right now, I think about 40% of my brain has been taken up with this, what feels like the worst, biggest obligation, and part of it's the trauma associated with it. But I have a tiny 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum task to do for my visa application.
Oh,
the current visa is amongst the most important things in my entire life right now, because there's only X amount of time left. Every day I wake up and I go, wow, this could be the last August 10th of my time in America. You know, it is front of mind all the time.
Yeah. It's so easy to put shit like that off. Like little menial tasks that like, oh yeah, I'll get to that. Oh yeah, I'll get to that. But like every time you think of it is another opportunity to just do it. And then it's off your mind, off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Having like a running list like on your fridge or somewhere that you look at every day, that helps a lot, you know, just so you know, keep in touch with what you have to do.
I wake up thinking about it, go to sleep thinking about it. I have done for years at this point. I have to update my resume for the application. The rest of it's ready. And
it's a devastating
I don't have
task.
to write it. I have to update it. I have to like change a couple dates and like alter the description.
I totally get it.
It's been 7 weeks.
It sounds like such a simple thing, and it really is a simple thing, but I totally understand.
Well, as simple as easy, right? Like they're not quite the same. And sometimes a hard thing is very easy because you can just focus on it.
Yeah,
and, you know.
I get it. But the worst part about it is it weighs on you.
Yeah.
It being always in the back of your mind constantly. I have to get new parking passes. It's been like a year and a half. I'm still working on the old parking passes. And I'm hoping that the fucking parking people know the car and won't ticket it.
Right.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
They started targeting my car recently. And my brother's always in my house, so he's always taking my car out and putting it in the fucking, taking it out of the driveway. So now it's like I have to get it. It's been a year and a half, and it's just not that difficult of a task. I just gotta make a phone call. I gotta go there and like deal with it. I've done it before, but it's just I just keep pushing it back, and it just like it's like a bag that I'm carrying with me everywhere I go.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks because it is. So
it really weighs on you. Sorry, it really weighs on you. Like. It does. It feels so much better once it's done. It does. But it like making the time, you know, like intentionally waking up and being like, today's the day I go to the parking place. Like, it's hard. It's hard.
So simple to like get rid of, in theory, right? But then
can't do it.
Right. The term for what me and Jordan were both describing is body doubling, and I couldn't fucking remember it, so I had to look it up. But
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Body doubling, it's like when you, and it's a coping, it's like an ADHD coping strategy, which is just like having someone present, like while you're doing another thing.
It is very like, I've always pursued really, really regimented self-care and like house care, especially keeping a space tidy, clean, etc. I've always liked the idea of, wow, I just finished my dish directly in the dishwasher, so-and-so. This is my first time living with someone. Me and Ethan is online, live together up the way because we moved back to LA at the same time. I'd always do it now. The fact that there's someone that will see it, or not even judge me for it, but it's going to inconvenience them, or we're going to run out of dishes, and Ethan, you know, my little son, he's not going to have anything to eat. And now it's, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Even like, if it wasn't my dishes, if my roommates left their dishes, I would feel compelled to do them so that they could come back to the kitchen with dishes. Like, I just can't. I can't.
It is. There is like this unconscious, maybe it's partially a kindness, but also just a responsibility thing. I also know how miserable I'll be with. Once there's a bowl on my desk, there's going to be 40 in like a few days, and then things spiral. I have to stop it. I have to cut the Hydra's head off, like, and burn it.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's very quick to like unwind, and then have all of that fall apart.
Yeah, I've had that happen like a number of just like simple things that change. Like if you move or you have like a trip or something that like throws everything out of whack, getting back into the regiment, I think it's like the hardest. Like that critical period, it's like if I don't get it back immediately, then we're in uncharted waters.
It's bookended too, right? Like right before we went to Canada, I was useless.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I hate trips for that reason, which is why when I do have a trip coming up, I make sure that I have my streaming schedule set up. When I went to Japan, I streamed 6 to 8 hours every single day when I was in Japan.
I was impressed.
It is incredible. I don't know how he manages that. That's got to be so fucking exhausting.
Yeah, that's like it's because it sounds like you can't quit, but what it really is you need the regiment to keep
No,
it's everything else that would get
but
shitty,
it still fucks up a lot of other stuff. Like I didn't work out, you know what I mean? I didn't follow on my diet, and then all of that stuff falls apart, and then I feel shitty about it, and then it makes it even worse. It makes it even worse and harder to recover from. But you know, at the end of the day, at least when I come back, because I've had this routine for so long, almost 4 years now.
Yeah.
That immediately I'm like, as soon as I touch down on U.S. soil, I go and I train with my trainers at 8 a.m. the next morning. And then I'm back in it. I just like, you know.
The template. You don't spend a single day off.
Yeah.
So
no,
it doesn't,
I can't.
Yeah, we want to go.
I love Japan.
Point. Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah, I got to figure it out. I'm technically on a certain point
I want to go so bad.
where I shouldn't leave the country. Once the application's processing or whatever. But I think what I need to explain to them is that I have a katana already and I don't know what to do with it.
Right.
I don't know
and they'll say you have to go defend your honor.
Yeah. Then I'll do this and they'll die.
Yeah.
Get cut up in
you'll
little pieces.
slice the immigration.
Yo, wait, I feel when we were coming through immigration back into the States.
I wish I had my fucking katana.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So we were doing the immigration stuff at the Toronto airport because, you know, US and Canada, good relations, I guess. And I like went straight through because, you know, US guy, they were like, welcome back, King. You know, high fives all around.
They're like, please, sir.
Yeah.
I had the same experience. Oh my god, the same exact experience. So I went to Canada, right? Coming back to America, fine. All of my American classmates, fine. Our foreign exchange students, not fine. Not held up. Also, one of them did forget their passport in Quebec, so I mean that was a big part of it, but like they were just like asking so many more questions, and like they were all obviously also children. Insane. And then
what up, my boy? Shooting me immediately.
And then Jordan starts talking to the guy, and then I just come around and I'm like waiting, and then one of the other attendants was like, "You can't loiter here. You have to keep going." And I was like,
"Okay." Should have been like, "I'm an American, bitch."
Yeah. What do you mean, dude?
1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
So
Hold on.
Step away.
2 million now, actually. But,
just shooting you in the
But then the guy was being a dick to you.
Yeah, hey man, what's this, look, who knows what happens on the Patreon episode, Sadboys, some bullshit, patreon.com/Sadboys, maybe I'll say anything.
The debate.
I could say anything at all, but what I'll say on here, on the public, reviewable by any one episode, is that I respect the work they do. I'd say, honestly.
Keeping America safe.
Yeah, keeping America safe.
No back the...
Yeah, or our boys in tan.
But back whatever color they were.
Yeah,
big
green
thumbs up.
sometimes.
Yeah, of course. And hey, man, not at all was your behavior clearly some Stanford prison experiment bullshit. Where the only way you can
Stanford prison. Fuck. Oh God.
come is by putting down a guy that's better looking than you. I think what bothers me about it is not so much. He was just being like really obstinate, and there was, you know, there was on my current visa, there's paperwork that, and this has not been communicated to me, you know, legalese, whatever, where you are supposed to have it with you all the time. Now, that some people may claim like, well, it was the rules. You should have covered that. Now, that's fine with me. Turned out the only thing he had to do was like literally 5 seconds on his computer, like Mark. Didn't have the paperwork this time, make sure to bring it. If it happens again, it's an issue. It was a yellow card, right? Like I shouldn't really
Fucking asshole. Of course they made it way more trouble than it had to be.
An issue. Man, my heart rate, I don't get heated about shit. My fucking heart rate is through the ceiling. It's so weird. But I think what I resent about it is that he was just being super obstinate and then just refusing to give me an answer on what was next. And I think he's very used to being able to intimidate people with the dog whistle of, wow, something might happen, maybe you're stuck here. That I kept saying, like, I don't think he's used to people being willing to like soft challenge him. I was like, okay, understood, my apologies. What should we do?
Yeah.
And he wouldn't answer it. Like, he would just be like, well,
Oh, that's so annoying. So annoying when they're just like obstinate and like refusing to move the situation forward at all. Like, no, fuck you.
It's supposed to be with you. I'm like, you know what you're doing. You're delaying this because the answer is, well, I don't have to do fucking shit. I have to do something real quick on my laptop.
I'm trying to teach you a lesson or something.
And it was completely... I think what bothers me about it is that people that abuse even a soft position of power is just like... I don't know. It's everything we were saying about like people chirping online and so and so. It's like they're so deliberately not being considerate because the thing they want is to feel good at the sacrifice of like
and it's not even genuine. It's not out of a genuine concern for like the law or the rules or whatever.
Yeah, hey man, like yeah, sure, block somebody. I don't know the circumstances of all people's visas. I'm sure there's extenuating circumstances, but like I'm going to cry. Like if you keep pushing on this, most of my life has been spent thinking about this for the last decade. Just don't, man. What do you get out of this? A little feeling, a little flex real quick.
Teaching an undocumented immigrant what's what.
Wait, come to think of it, brother. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Maybe a patriot, I will say. Of course, move all the stuff I said. Cut that out. He was hot. He was so sick.
Yeah, he's actually my king.
He's so epic.
Oh my God.
Teaching you a lesson.
Let's just land this plane.
Speaking my king, a patriot.
Yeah, should I get my shit together?
Speaking of immigration,
Do you have a printer?
Papers, please. Thanks, Hasan, for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This was great.
Always a pleasure. Much nicer than the people who hate you online would have you believe. And we will be continuing this podcast on patreon.com/sadboys with Sad Boys Nights. The Patreon-only exclusive podcast where something exciting is going to happen.
I'll say the thing I definitely didn't say on this.
Yeah, we're
exciting, you say. Flirt.
We're gonna mud wrestle.
We're gonna mud wrestle. The dogs are gonna be playing.
Yeah,
we might have a little cameo from the dogs.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You can see them compared in size now. Which is surprising.
But yeah, we end every episode of Sad Boys with a particular phrase.
We love you,
and we're sorry.
Boom! Unleash the dogs. The dogs are here to
squad.
Say hi.
Aww.
Oh yeah, no, they have not stopped. Have they been going this whole time? Yeah.
Oh
my God, they're like the same size now. Oh,
buddy. Oh yeah, no, they have not stopped. Have they been going this whole time?
Cute.
I gathered a bunch of episodes of Blue Bloods and came up with some fake names. In a episode list, 2 fakes.
You tricked me.
Yeah.
Gucci girl, how you doing? How you moving, girl? Moving, girl, how's your day looking? That future girl, yeah, we on now. Take my money, go away, all you want it. Girl, too rich for me.
Okie doke.
Welcome to...
That will be all for the evening. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back tomorrow, probably. Thank you. Take care of yourself, drink some water. And I'll see you tomorrow.